is the 20th anniversary of the Cardinals' first game at this current Busch Stadium.
Really? And was it George W. who threw out the first pitch for that game to open up the stadium?
I don't know.
Maybe that was 2007.
Wasn't it? No, Obama threw it at the All-Star game.
He threw it at the All-Star
game.
game.
That's correct.
Because I was there for that one, which was very exciting because they closed Highway 40 and you could see the snipers on the highway. Why did I think Bush
he went out at 9/11 at Yankee Stadium.
He did it in 2007. You know why? Because I think it was World Series ring giveaway, which means it had to have been the next year.
Yeah, I was at that game.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you invite the president? Did you escort him?
I did not. I've been thinking about the Merrimack and the Monitor today.
The Merrimack and the Monitor.
Yes.
The Civil War, the Ironclads?
Yes, that's so good, you guys.
Yes.
Why have you been thinking about the boats?
I don't know. It just popped into my head.
What is going on in
your
life?
I have to be honest. I thought the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald was kind of like before the Merrimack and the Monitor. I thought maybe the Pilgrims had an extra boat.
That was Gordon Lightfoot.
Yes.
I know, but I thought the Edmund Fitzgerald was much older. It was like the 70s.
I had a dream last night I was in India.
Well, yeah, hold on a second. The Edmund Fitzgerald was 50 years ago.
Yeah, but in my head,
it feels like it was
felt
in
like
the 1800s.
The Pilgrims came over on the Mayflower, and the second batch came over on the Edmund Fitzgerald. And it sunk.
I talked to somebody yesterday that had never heard of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Somebody who was in their 40s, and I thought, okay, there are like 3 really famous shipwrecks: Titanic, Lusitania, and Edmund Fitzgerald. I feel like everybody in the country knows about that.
I just had to tell someone about the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Really?
And I had to tell them it was not that long ago, and I don't remember who that was.
She was a great singer.
No, not Edna.
That's Ella.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Edna.
Ella.
Little side note about Edmund Fitzgerald was a real person. Obviously, was I think
from Ireland.
No, I think he was he the CEO or something of Northwestern Mutual? And they named the ship after him, and it sank, and it didn't ruin his life.
It would ruin mine.
He never wanted to talk. He was it was just demoralized.
Yeah.
Because this thing was a super famous boat.
Yeah.
And it sank, and it had his name on it. So
that'd be like me if the insurance company goes under.
John Hancock.
Okay. All right.
Hey, I will say, since we brought up boats and sinking boats, did you guys see, this is real, the drone show in Belfast Harbor?
That was very cool.
Where it was all these drones, and they played very sad, mournful music while they had drones give the appearance of the Titanic, actual to size, what the Titanic would have looked like in the harbor. That was very, very moving.
That was, and I think it was life size, right? Supposed to be actual size of the boat. The way they did the drone show.
So,
and by the way, that anniversary is coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I think it's Tuesday, April 14th. Or no, it was the 15th.
It was right in there.
Yeah, I think it sank on the 15th.
Speaking of the boat theme we've got going here, have any of you ever been to this Arabian boat thing that's outside of Kansas City that sank? And
the Arabian.
Yeah, and they dug it up, and they have it's unbelievable what was in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what we're talking about?
No.
So there was an Arabian boat. I guess, Arabian.
Well, that was the name of it.
Yeah. And it was going up the Missouri River, and it wound up sinking, and it went into the mud, and it got encased in the mud for what? 50,
long time.
60 years.
Long time.
And they wound up digging it out, and it's really spectacular. It's a worthwhile thing to go see if you get a chance.
Shoes and dishes and utensils and just full of all kinds of goods. Yeah.
We really have famous boats here on the riverfront. The Admiral. John, you used to play on the Admiral. Did you not?
Now.
Did they scrapped the Admiral, right?
Yeah.
Eventually? Yeah.
Did you play on the Admiral, or did you play on the McDonald's boat?
No, I played on the Admiral, the Goldenrod, the Robert E. Lee, and the Belle Angeline.
Where was the Goldenrod?
It was right there on Laclede side.
Right.
I never went in the Robert E. Lee. Was that a restaurant?
It did, yeah.
It had one
in there. Yeah.
I don't think
I did the McDonald's boat.
I
was on the President before.
Okay,
a couple times.
Well, that was the Admiral. The President.
No. The President was more typical, traditional steamboat looking.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the Admiral was silver.
The Admiral was, yes.
See, that I remember. And obviously the McDonald's boat, I went one time. It was very exciting. It was the same day I went up in the Arch. So it was a very St. Louis day. I don't remember the Robert E. Lee at all. I don't remember hearing about it. Was that gone first?
No, it was there. I don't know when, at what point, but I played the 50th reunion of a Washington University class party there.
Oh, really?
That was a rocker.
See, I remember when the president used to cruise the river. It would be like 3-hour cruises.
Right? Uh-huh.
And so I remember doing that a time or two.
Played on the president
when I was a kid.
Hey, we have a texter. It says the Steamboat Arabia Museum will close in November.
What?
Oh.
If you want to go see it soon. There has been talk that it would reopen in St. Charles.
That would be
that would be
cool.
breaking news.
Yeah, that would.
Well, I hope they bring it to St. Charles. It's spectacular.
It's cool. I checked out the website. Yeah. They've had some cool stuff on there.
We have a PSA for people out and about town tomorrow. You know, it's the Greater St. Louis Marathon, which is downtown. I'm running. It's downtown. We'll go through Lafayette Square and Soulard. So Ranj is going to be trapped for a while. And then it will head west through Midtown into Forest Park and then loop back and finish up at Energizer Park. And do you know how you know it's the day before race day?
How?
Because I painted my nails and bought Imodium AD. That is what I do.
And the porta potties are out.
Oh, the porta potties are out.
They're putting the porta potties all over the route.
What color will you be wearing tomorrow if I wanted to go outside and watch you?
Oh, yes. Everybody should come say hi. Black shorts and like a white ice blue top.
Yeah. And you will be just knowing your abilities inside, you'll be towards the front of the marathon. So if people are wanting to come out and see Amy, you got to get there before the runners come because you'll be at the leader of the pack.
Well, I mean, you never know, God willing, and you never know.
What number are you?
I don't know yet. I think they are assigning bib numbers. Sometimes they assign them. Oh, no, I do know. I think I'm 72.
Will you carb load this evening?
I'm 72. I will. I eat soft pretzels. I'll buy a bucket of like soft pretzels. You know, like you can heat them up with salt. I'll eat a lot of those.
Let me ask you guys a question.
That's what you do? Like not pasta?
I can't do pasta. It's too heavy. And I want everything bland. So I will eat plain chicken breast and plain, warm pretzels because I don't want to be thinking about anything tomorrow. Should the race go poorly? You know what I mean?
Stovetop stuffing would probably go good.
Nope.
With that.
Feel like nope. I don't want to be thinking about that.
So here's this question. I got this question.
Go right ahead.
All right. And the question is, am I a bad person?
Yes.
Don't answer yet. Wait. Wait.
I hear you.
So when I was in college, I had a girlfriend who ran. It wasn't a marathon. It was a something.
Right.
It was a 5K. You said it was a 5K.
I don't think it was a 5K.
Half marathon?
Whatever it was. She felt like she needed a crowd. Okay.
You're such a jerk already.
Okay. And so it was.
She felt like she
needed people to be there. I don't know. And so she asked me to go. And I said, well, to do what?
Right.
And she said, well, just support me. And I said, so you want me to stand on the side of this race? You will run by for 5 seconds, and that'll be the end of that. Once. And I need to do this. And she said, well, yeah. And I said, I'm not doing that.
Oh.
So I didn't do it.
Well, why didn't you tell her you did do it and you just didn't see her and she didn't see you?
Oh, no, you just say you saw her.
Well,
but she didn't see you.
That would be a lie.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That's
lying,
I think
Michael.
lying would have been better than what he did, which was just poke her in the eye.
We're talking about, I gave her the honesty. I gave her truth.
Yeah.
Well,
How much longer did the relationship last?
A while. I'm
2 days.
A catch.
I am like literally running through his family room. He's not going to say hi.
Yeah.
He is not going to wave.
Hi. Huh. No. I might make a sign.
I don't want a sign.
Well,
I want your big dumb face out there, or I want nothing.
Dude, I am not waking up to watch you run by.
Yeah, what time do you guys start?
7?
Unless I'm allowed to throw things at you.
I think I'm going to pass you at 7:48 in the morning.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be there.
Open your window
I can't make it.
and yell, "Hey, dingus!"
I'm busy. Keep it down out there.
I did
trying
have
to
some
sleep.
friends. Like I wanted some levity, so I told some friends of mine, "Hey, when I run by you guys," and they were volunteering at the race. They were working the water station. So when I run by, yell like, "Why are you running so slow? Like, what's wrong?" And they did, and it was hilarious. And I can tell you what, the people around me did not get the joke. They did not like it. They were pretty mad.
I have run one marathon in my life, and I did it solely because Oprah had done one the year before.
Yep.
And I thought, if Oprah can run a marathon, I can run a marathon.
Look at her. She's out there.
Right.
She's out there making people buy books and run marathons.
I ran the Marine Corps Marathon in Washington, D.C. My mom and dad came up, and I was dating somebody. Yeah. And
It's hard to keep up.
Right.
With.
So I had a crowd there. And let me just tell you, I was glad the crowd was there, particularly at the end of the race, because I didn't train. I would went and ran a couple of 3-4 milers and was like, yeah, I'll be ready to go. And a bad decision.
Ooh.
And by the end of it, I finished it. And, but towards the end there, it was helpful to see those people. Although the next day, I was so sore and chafed in places I didn't even know you could shave.
Body glide.
That's right.
I
it's for your nipples.
Uninformed by all this.
Men's nipples. Women don't have that problem.
Oh.
Yeah, my nipples were fine.
Can we talk about the ships again?
No.
It was called a runner's number 11.
Between my legs and stuff.
Yeah.
And the next day, walking on Capitol Hill for work, it was miserable.
It is funny because I actually sent my mom a meme of this. I don't know, some like a groundhog getting in the shower and screaming. But that is what you do is you finish the race and you don't realize where you've chafed.
Yeah.
You don't until you get in the shower.
Oh!
Yes, and then you just scream.
It's like a sunburn.
Yes, it's
worse.
It's worse than a sunburn.
It's worse than a sunburn.
But the guys thing with the nipples, it's a runner's number 11 is what they call it, and it will ruin your race photos.
Oh, your t-shirts.
My poor buddy, he had it. He was like, Did you get pictures of me crossing the finish line? We were like, yeah, buddy, we did, but I'm not sure you're going to want them.
Well, this sounds like a barrel of monkeys.
I was just like, two red lines down his shirt.
Oh, I did not have nipple problems. I was fine with the nipples.
Hancock and Kelly with us on the Chris and Amy show.
I don't have any nipple
Good luck
problems.
to everybody running the St. Louis Marathon tomorrow morning. You're going to need it.
Yeah, you are.
It's going to be great.
We got plenty to get
I'll see
into
you out there. Say hi.
with these boys, and we will do that over the next hour, but the show goes on until 12. Then the Gas House Gang talking Cardinals baseball and more at noon today on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Neovitin began with one doctor's mission to help others feel their best. After years of caring for patients, Dr. Ken Ribicki, a St. Louis physician, created Neovitin, a line of multivitamins designed with quality, safety, and everyday wellness in mind. Each formula is made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients to support real people living real lives. Discover the difference today with Neovitin, available at Schnucks, Deerbergs, and neovitin.com. Neovitin, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
Hi, this is Steve Butts from the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. In 2026, our agency celebrates a momentous occasion as we celebrate 65 years of service to our clients, a tribute to our founder and my dad, Norm Butts. Our staff is ready to assist you with all your insurance needs. So please call me, Steve Butts, at 314-752-2500 or at crawfordbutts.com. For auto, home, and commercial insurance needs, that's crawfordbutts.com.
Hi, this is Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, certified financial planner, and the host of the Jill on Money podcast. With the new year upon us, there's no better time to take control of your financial life. And the Jill on Money podcast is here to help. It's your questions that make it possible for me to provide unconventional and, I hope, entertaining insights on your money, and more importantly, on your life. Follow and listen to Jill on Money wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
Still here, still trusted. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Yeah, so real quick, we've gotten some feedback on the riverboats we were talking about. The president, somebody said the Admiral was the president. Yes, it was called the President Casino for a while, but there was an actual riverboat called the President, which had the paddle wheels on the side. Mm-hmm. And it was here. It was in New Orleans. I think it was in Cincinnati or something, too, for a while. They used to have concerts on it. And I'm just discovering that U2 played on it back in the early 80s.
That's incredible.
Cyndi Lauper played on it.
Oh, my gosh.
But I think it was in New Orleans.
John Hancock played on it.
This John Hancock. You played in the same venue that U2.
Well, I was probably not on the main stage.
Well, whatever, but you were still on the boat. You don't have to tell people that.
I think you were on the main stage. Yeah. In our hearts.
In our hearts.
What was Cyndi Lauper's biggest song?
Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think most of the songs that wound up charting for her were written by other people, like Prince. Did
he?
Well, Prince wrote for a lot of other people.
He did.
Yeah.
Prolific.
For a lot.
Prolific composer.
She does the psoriasis commercials now.
So the city of St. Louis,
I didn't know that.
Guys, has sued the St. Louis Police Department, the Metropolitan Police Department Board of Commissioners, because of the new budget that they put out several weeks ago. And the city is pushing back against that, saying, well, we don't really have the funds to be able to do that, because if we do, then other things are going to fall behind.
And also, the mayor was asked about this, but there is a clause that if anyone tries to get in the way of the state takeover, that their jobs could be in jeopardy. And so the mayor was asked about this by our buddy Mark Maxwell, actually. So that was Mayor Kara Spencer. What are your guys' thoughts on this lawsuit, if it has any validity, and if her job is in jeopardy at all?
Well, I'm not sure what the mechanism for removal would be, but I would think that would be a very unlikely circumstance.
Would it be, and just to stop on that point, would it be because it would be difficult to do or would look bad politically to do it?
Well, I don't know what the mechanism is. Is it the Board of Aldermen that removes the mayor? Does the state somehow come in and remove the mayor? Can the police commission remove the mayor? I find that hard to believe. But you'd have to know what the mechanism is. I just don't think that's a likely outcome here at all. And I'm also unclear, maybe you guys know, but doesn't the city still have to appropriate? So the police board is recommending this money. They don't have the power to appropriate the money, do they?
No, but I think it's in statute that a certain percentage of the city's budget has to go towards policing.
Sure.
And so, yeah, the city would ultimately appropriate it. And I think there's a lot of semantics and other things that are going to go on there. But look, this is a politically smart fight for the mayor to have. And while it would not be smart, it would not be good for the city and the state if they were to go through some removal process. I think her having this fight is a good fight for her. I think what's most unfortunate about this is, look, Mike Kehoe ran for governor for a whole year saying that he wanted to take over the St. Louis City Police Department. And he accomplished that as a result of winning the election and then passing it down in Jefferson City. He appointed a board to come in and be his proxy, if you will, to move forward with what is. And this is just unfortunate now that we're in this place where in the first year of this, we have this adversarial nature that's taking place. And I don't fault the mayor for it. I'm not sure I fault the police board for it. I think they're doing what they were told. I don't think this is smart, though, for the governor and the mayor to have this contention where, look, at the end of the day, we all want safety, better policing in the city of St. Louis. We want our police officers to be paid. And now, rather than focusing on that, we're having these fights. I don't blame the mayor for the fight she's having. If I were in her position, I'd be doing the same thing.
Well,
what I would like to see is a governor get engaged in this process and realize that it's not healthy for his board and the mayor to be fighting with each other. I mean, we're not even 6 to 9 months into this. And we're already, at each other's throats where we're going to have lawsuits. This is not how you make policing better in the city. I rest most of this at the foot of Mike Kehoe.
The lawsuit's brought by the mayor. I rest most of it at the foot of the mayor. But you have to remember the context. When Mike Kehoe was running for governor at the time, the Board of Estimate and Apportionment was controlled by Tashara Jones and Megan Green, two candidates who ran for office on the idea of defunding the police. And the entire rationale for having a police board in place appointed by the governor was to ensure that the elected officials of St. Louis were not effectively pursuing a defunding police, which is what the Tashara Jones administration did. So I think the governor, I applaud what he's done here.
Well, what, to set up a situation now where we have lawsuits and contention going between his board? Yeah, but John, this mayor is in a city that's in some serious trouble and has some major financial issues. I'm a person who was supportive of the idea that the state would take back control of the police department because I thought adults being involved in the process would be helpful. I don't fault the members of the police board who are doing what they were told. What I fault is that this does not need to be in this place. This does not have to be this contentious. This mayor has shown that she can work with this governor. This governor wanted to have control of this police department, and he's absent from the process.
He's not absent.
He is, John, because he's now got a mayor that's filing a lawsuit. They're fighting with each other in the newspaper and on live television. How is this helpful? With a city that's failing, that's having problems, it can't meet its financial burdens.
I think you answered your own question. It's politics. She perceives this to be good politics.
But I didn't perceive when Mike Kehoe was running that he wanted to play politics. Because it would have been very easy for a governor of the state of Missouri to ignore St. Louis and say, I don't want to have anything to do with that. In fact, most every other governor that we've had as of late, the last 3 or 4, have ignored St. Louis. He said he wanted to be engaged. If you want to be engaged, then get here and do it. Look at the fact that this police department and this police board and this mayor are fighting with each other. That's not healthy. That's not going to fix our problems.
The morale of the police department was at a very low ebb, and it is now very much better. And you can ask rank and file officers. You can ask the chief. And the governor, it's not factual to say he's not present. He's very much involved in what's happening.
So then here's, I think, maybe the most basic question, which I believe should be answered. If the state is in control of the police department, why don't they pay the police? Why doesn't the money come from the state? Why do you get to control how much money the city has to pay for its own police department? Have some skin in the game.
Well,
you pay for it.
It's a percentage of the budget requirement, as Michael pointed out. And the state,
I'm saying if you want control of the police department, okay, then you pay the police department.
Because the state of Missouri, the governor doesn't have the authority to do that. It would have to.
But
be
he has the authority to
appropriated by
control the police department.
to appoint the police board.
But how does this go to his objective of wanting to bring back better policing in the city of St. Louis and to help rebirth the problems that he outlined that existed in the city of St. Louis for us to be having this type of battle?
Well, the discussion,
and you can say what you want about the mayor, but she is in a corner. She has no money. She can't do the basics already, and now she's got a gun to her head from her own police commissioners that are doing what they're supposed to do, but nobody seems to be working with them.
If the goal is to have more police officers and to pay them better, that takes money. And the city's going to have to figure out its budget situation. And I wish they were doing this at a table and not in a courtroom.
Hancock and Kelly with us on the Chris and Amy show. They are with us until 10. And man, we're glad you're with us too on this wonderful Friday morning here in St. Louis. It's 104.1 FM KMOX.
This Saturday, St. Louis City SC is headed to Texas to take on FC Dallas. And Y98 is going to the Hub STL at the District in Chesterfield for the official City on Tap watch party presented by Michelob Ultra. Join radio host Matt Rocchio for the pregame match show, halftime, and post-match show live from the Hub STL. And enjoy food and drinks from Steve's, Oaxaca, and Narwhals as City SC looks to keep the momentum rolling against Dallas. It all kicks off at 7 p.m. at the Hub STL.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
69 degrees outside right now, and that's about the high for today. We've hit it. Congratulations, everybody. We did it early. Tonight, a couple of evening showers, otherwise cloudy, a low of 56.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Since we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see and hear lots of lawyer ads. It seems that most are bragging on what they got their clients. But be careful. If you heard that someone sold their car for $500,000, you would be impressed. But if you later learned that it was a rare $10 million Ferrari, would you say that person got screwed? And that's before you even know if it's true. Who is fact-checking? And how much went to medical bills and lawyers' fees? If you want to get an idea what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to settlements and verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of. And fact check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You know how I said we hit that high already today? Well, we did. 69 degrees, and that weather is sponsored by the Missouri Book Festival, April 18th in Washington, Missouri. Bring your family and friends out to the Missouri Book Festival on Saturday, April 18th in Washington, Missouri, and you'll enjoy cooking demos, live theater, book talks, storytelling, and more featuring authors from Missouri and beyond. Visit MissouriBookFestival.com for details.
2026, I've been hearing from customers and friends that their utility bills went up quite a bit for the electric bill. That being said, and you're looking at buying a new air conditioner, or you're thinking, hey, I guess let's just get an air conditioner so it helps with the electric bills. If you have an old system, it definitely can help you. But watch your thinking. Just because you are told this is a so-called high-efficient air conditioner, it's not going to save you nowhere near what you think it's going to save you. Just replacing your old equipment is the biggest thing, and make your house efficient. An air conditioner is not going to make your house efficient. That being said, it's a great time to purchase an air conditioner if you get the correct one. Don't overspend. Don't believe the hype. In other words, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Call me, Bart Inman, at 314, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Again, the easiest of numbers, 314-293-2600 or bartinman.com. God bless.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett, board-certified master arborist and owner of Timberline Professional Tree Care. The weather's warming up, flowers are blooming, and it's time to get back outside and start thinking about your trees. When you reach for your phone to call a tree contractor, we hope you'll give Timberline the opportunity to earn your business. Timberline is locally owned and operated and fully dedicated to delivering the best overall customer experience while providing the highest quality care for your trees. Every one of our crews includes at least one ISA certified arborist on site, not just in the office, but right there at your home, so you can be confident the work is done safely, correctly, and always with your tree's best interests in mind. From planting and fertilization to pruning and removal, we're committed to excellence in everything trees. So when it's time to make that call Timberline Professional Tree Care at 636-479-7475 or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
1 in 4 people surveyed by Bankrate.com say they're literally losing sleep because of worries that they may have not saved enough to retire. If you're ready to get serious about planning for your financial future, you could start by listening to the All Financial Hour with host Steve All of the All Financial Group.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different. If you want assistance, we can also help you at that point.
Saturday mornings at 10 or Sunday evenings at 6, right here on KMOX.
Tonight, the Cards, the Red Sox. Cameron Total Access 620. Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Chris and Amy on KMOX. We got Hancock and Kelly with us every Friday from 9 until 10. This show goes till 12. And
you
then
did something. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, guys. Well,
you've done something that we haven't been able to do in a long time, which
What's
is
that?
to really go at each other and have a fight.
Oh, you and John?
Yeah.
Well, that's because
You're welcome.
It's because you're dealing with lunatics, the two of you.
Yeah.
And you're finding safe harbor in each other. Any port in a storm, you know?
Right, but I mean, we have a real difference of opinion.
Yeah,
on
they're
this
going after each
one,
other.
and we even went at it during the commercial there a little bit.
We've talked about this, Ranj, that you and I disagree on a lot, but sometimes the big headlines of the day don't give us an opportunity to talk about other issues,
Right.
policy issues
Exactly.
and such that we could normally disagree, because I feel like if you look at the Venn diagram of where Ranj and I agree, it's very, very small. And somehow we've been parked there for a couple of years.
Right. That is exactly right, dude. Let's go back to fighting.
Well, I feel exactly like George McFly in Back to the Future when he says, I just don't like confrontation.
Really?
This is a great
hate
job for you, then.
Oh my gosh, this job sucks the life out of me. I get home, I'm completely beat. It wears me out. I think you get life from it. Kevin Wheeler definitely gets life from arguing.
He's like a car battery.
You love it. You even love trolls. Like you engage
I do like
trolls.
Yeah.
And guys, I'm telling you, this job's killing me. I got shingles.
You didn't get shingles because you work
ulcers.
here.
I think I do. I think all of my physical problems are from being here.
I think it's your neuroses.
I think the shingles is more of a product of what you're doing to your body physically on a daily basis, because I think you're wearing down your immune system running all these miles and having to tussle with that.
I'll tell you what it is. I think inflation has increased Amy's inflammation, and so she's having all kinds of issues.
Dude,
And by the way,
inflammation is the worst.
inflation, the newest report, it is up today. It is up 3.3% today, which is up considerably. Gasoline, we have seen, is up 21%, and this is just in a month.
Yep.
So that is from February through March. That is crazy. That's the end of February through March. So that is the newest report from today. And, I know that we have always talked about how a president cannot control gas prices. Maybe he can do some things on the margins that have effect. The only thing that does really control gas prices or affect it is if you maybe start a war.
Right.
And that's what's happened here. I mean, this is directly related to the war in Iran.
Yeah. Yeah, he is 100% to blame for the rise in the excessive rise in energy costs. And I don't think there's any doubt about it. And what's always amazing to me is how quick prices can go up and how slow they come down.
Oh, once a company has realized that people are going to pay for it, there's no incentive for them to bring it down.
For me personally, and I'll shut up so that you can defend or criticize whatever you want. But I've gone to an electric car, and while I know that gas prices are top of mind for everybody, I haven't felt it. Now, of course, I've seen increases in electricity, and when I go to the grocery store as a single person, that one bag of groceries that I get every time seems to be getting more and more expensive. Yet I'm not buying more products. But I'm grateful that I'm not having to buy gasoline. And when I drive by and see $3.99, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, and driving a car that takes premium gasoline, you're paying $5 a gallon.
I know. I'm paying the cheap. I get the cheapest.
Right.
It's $3.99 a gallon.
Yeah, I know I've said this for anybody who's been listening. Just going by the gas station nearest my house, and that price is pretty on par with a lot of the gas stations. $3.99. That is $1.10 higher than it was a month ago.
Right. Yeah.
That is a huge jump.
And the thing about inflation is you can't hide it. I mean, you can't talk your way out of it. Biden tried to do that. This is temporary. Oh no, people felt it, and now President Trump is telling us, it's coming down, and you can't hide inflation. It hits everybody.
I mean, who was it? Someone with the Trump administration was saying, "Oh, this is temporary," and then was blaming it on the Biden administration, at which point it was a Fox News anchor, like cable news, Fox. And he said, no, that was then. This is now. And it's bad if a Fox News anchor is calling out a spokesperson saying, no, these are the prices now. This is where we are now. So I know everyone is feeling it. There was an interesting statement yesterday. Did you happen to see First Lady Melania Trump's statement? We have a little bit of it here.
You have subtitles?
It's about what you believe. These images and stories are completely false. I'm not a witness or a named witness in connection with any of Epstein's crimes. My name has never appeared in court documents, depositions, victim statements, or FBI interviews surrounding the Epstein matter. I have never had any knowledge of Epstein abuse of his victims. I was never involved in any capacity. I was not a participant.
So First Lady Melania Trump spoke for several minutes, about 5.5 minutes. And I think it took everyone by surprise, because my first thought is, what is she talking about? What story? What breaking news is she trying to get ahead of? That was my first thought, because people are definitely grumbling about the Epstein files and talking about who's in it, but I haven't heard her name come up a lot.
Well, there was reporting that she had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein a year before she and Donald Trump began their relationship. I don't know if that was it. The email that came out yesterday where she had sent a chummy email to Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't know if that was it. I don't know if there's some bombshell on the horizon that's coming out that she's trying to get in front of. Although, from a PR standpoint, if you're trying to get it in front of a bombshell, drawing attention to it is not probably the best way to go. There's other people that think that this was a deal that Donald and Melania and Trump worked out to, everybody thought the war was started to distract people from the Epstein files, and then now they're saying, well, maybe this Epstein files was meant to distract people from the war.
Why did she do this?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a host of possible reasons. There's one school of thought that thinks she's separating herself from her husband because she thinks it's going to get bad for him.
It's very weird timing.
That's the point. It's weird. It's weird timing.
Bottom line is we don't know why she did
that. Someone tweeted, which I think is a great tweet, just said, my not involved in human trafficking t-shirt has people asking a lot of questions already answered by my shirt.
I didn't get it. I have a hard time understanding the First Lady most of the time she's talking. And so when I've noticed that when she does come out, it's very limited. And I was shocked to see that she was talking about something and that was the topic she was bringing up. Now, she is kind of consistent like her husband and saying, I don't really know these people, etc. but there's more photos of her than together with them than, but not quite as many as there are with Donald Trump. But there's not just a bunch of, one or two photos of Melania, Epstein, and Gazelle together. There's a lot of Giselle. Is it Giselle?
Ghislaine.
I'm just going with Gazelle.
Don't bring Gazelle into this. Gazelle has nothing to do with
Poor
this,
Trish.
Michael.
Man,
I love Michael so much.
Well, you get what I'm saying, right?
Michael, you have the most adorable mispronunciation sometimes of names. It's so cute. I love it. Gazelle.
Well, what is her name?
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine? Where am I getting Gazelle?
It's an animal.
It's an animal.
No, but I mean, where do I get...
Trish Gazelle?
No, not don't bring Trish into the Epstein files. I don't know where I got Gazelle from. Maybe I'm thinking of Tom Brady's wife.
Well, she's not Gazelle either.
What is her name?
Giselle.
Oh, come on. Same. Giselle. I'm getting beat up for mispronouncing a name, and we just had the First Lady of the United States talking. I heard about every eighth word.
Giselle.
All right.
Giselle is Tom Brady's wife.
Ex-wife.
That's
Giselle
right.
Bundchen.
Yeah.
And Ghislaine is the Epstein lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Gazelle
is an animal running from
fleet-footed
always running from
hoofed
cheetahs.
Animal.
They have stripes.
They do.
No.
Gazelles? No.
Well,
You're thinking
they
of
have.
zebras.
Well, I know what a zebra
Does a gazelle look like a dog or like a cat?
No, it's got
It's like a deer with horns.
like an antelope. Like
Yeah,
long.
antelope. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like an
But
antelope.
it doesn't have stripes.
No.
No.
Are we sure about this?
We'll look it up. Hancock and Kelly with us on this wonderful Friday.
I think it has stripes.
Chris and Amy on KMOX.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right, nice, soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
Get ready to laugh out loud, St. Louis. The outrageous Broadway hit Spam-A-Lot is riding into the fabulous Fox Theater May 5th through the 17th. From the twisted minds of Monty Python, this Tony Award-winning musical brings you killer rabbits, dancing knights, and non-stop hilarity. It's the legend of King Arthur like you've never seen it before. More information can be found at KMOX.com/events.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan. McKelvey Homes is celebrating 128 years with our 1898 anniversary sale, and you get big savings. At Cotterville Trails, take $18,980 off, plus 10 to 15 grand cash at closing on all to-be-built homes. Save even more on our 9 move-in ready homes with up to $53,000 off, plus special financing as low as 5.25% fixed for 30 years for qualified buyers. Isn't it time to move up to McKelvey Homes?
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Yeah, that's right. I was dropped twice as a baby.
Well, I was just explaining to our
What do you mean,
fill-in
how I know
producer. I was explaining why, Ron, you kind of have to speak slowly and explain things to him multiple times so he remembers it, because Matt's out cleaning up North City, Crown Candy for Earth Day type thing.
So Daniel's filling in today.
I just had to explain
Doing a fine
it.
job.
I told Daniel, hey, you got to speak slowly, make it very clear what you want him to know, because he
Well, let me correct you on something. It's not that I'm forgetting what you tell me. I'm just not listening when you're telling me.
I know, but we got to
because you guys have a tendency while I'm reading something to start barking things in my ear, and I'm blocking you out. But
At any
yes,
rate,
I was
yes.
dropped twice as a baby.
No,
I was dropped 2 times as a baby, and then back in the day when there was no like real safety, you weren't supposed to be buckled up in the back seat, and we didn't have the safety regulations they used to. And then it was before they told you, hey, don't put things in the back window of your car
because they fall out.
Well, you remember those old Tonka trucks?
Oh yeah, buddy.
Metal?
Yeah, the metal ones.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I had one in the back and I was playing with it, and then I just left it there, and we got into a little bit of a fender bender.
Bam.
And the thing hit me in the back of the head.
Bam.
It split your head open?
No.
Oh.
But we went to the hospital
Yeah.
for precautionary reasons, and I don't remember this at all. But this actually, I think it's funny, but I'm told later that, so I'm in the ER, the doctors are looking at me, and they were looking at my dad too, and he was in the next room, and he could hear them talking to me, the doctors, and the doctors were asking if did Daddy hit you?
Oh
wow!
And I'm like, no, I got hit by a toy truck.
I got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really did get hit by a truck.
I did.
You know how people say, man, I feel like I got hit by a truck?
I got hit by a Tonka truck. But anyway, so I was dropped then. I was dropped down some icy stairs, and then one time my dad was.
Somebody fessed up and told you.
Yeah, my parents
because
did.
You would not realize.
My parents are very honest people. They told me everything.
I fell down the stairs into the basement, banged my head on the concrete.
I think
How old were you?
I was old enough to remember it. I remember it.
I remember falling down the stairs too.
I think everybody listening
I cried.
is nodding like that makes a lot of sense when they find out that all of us at one point have either fallen down the stairs or been dropped
Have
down the
you?
stairs. I don't think I have.
Oh, well, weren't your
I fell
parents
out the
perfect?
front door.
I had.
Well, that's
I was at the hockey game on.
Unless you're on a second story
Tuesday
apartment.
night, and so was Amy.
That's
Amy
right.
was working at the hockey game, and so I was sitting in a section in between periods. A guy walked up to me and he says, "Is Amy as quirky as she appears on the radio?" And I went, "What?" And he goes, "I love listening to her. I love her laugh." He goes, "But is that what she's like?" And I said,
Pretty much.
Yeah. I said, "That's Amy is who she is
I
on the
feel like I'm
radio."
pretty polished on the radio.
Polished? This is what you call
Yeah, this is like a better focused version of me. I sit down in front of the microphone and I'm like, focus.
When Amy had
Be
her
professional.
was it a birthday party or whatever it was at
Yeah.
Amy's house a couple of years
Yeah,
ago
yeah,
at her
yeah.
parents' house,
Mhm.
and I met her mom for the
We
first
rode
time.
out there together, you and I.
And we were all eating at the table, and I'm sitting next to her mother, and I'm like, oh my God, it's an exact replica. Because her mom was like, ew, I don't know. Like, it's just a thing that Amy does. Like, oh my God, they made 2 of them.
Oh, that's how it works.
All right.
Well,
Beat it.
All right.
done?
It's
Beat it,
always a
geeks.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Always
you can
fun.
stay.
Did you know you can see us on Sunday mornings on Fox 2 at 8:30 in the morning?
Oh, I would never miss it.
Okay.
Well, we love watching you and
Hancock
listening
and
to
Kelly
you.
Wake up
television
with
show.
Hancock and Kelly.
Indeed.
8:30 a.m. Fox 2.
Yep.
Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.
See you, boys.
Bye now.
Hancock and Kelly with us. The Chris and Amy Show rolls on until 12 on KMOX.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. Ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
You know, here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Laterman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Laterman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Laterman Law Firm at latermanlaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Giddy up! It's the Cardinal Cowboy. Is your garage door past its prime? Get a free repair or replacement quote from Renner Garage Door. Renner is America's oldest family-owned garage door company that serves both wholesale and retail markets. Right now, get $100 off a new garage door when you mention this ad. With trusted brands like Delden, Amar, LiftMaster, you know it's built to win. Renner's also hiring experienced techs and installers. RennerDoorSTL.com. Forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
Here in St. Louis, we take pride in supporting our health and our community. That's why more and more families are turning to Neovitin multivitamins, created by a local physician and made right here in the U.S. using the highest quality domestic and international ingredients. With formulas for men, women, and adults 50 plus, Neovitin helps keep St. Louis families energized, supported, and ready for life. Find Neovitin at your local Deerbergs, Schnucks, and online at neovitin.com. Neovitin, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 10 o'clock and we have cloudy skies, 70 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. We are just a few hours away from the splashdown of the Artemis II crew, but the astronauts still have to face what's being called the most dangerous part of their journey. When the Orion capsule re-enters Earth's atmosphere, it'll be traveling at 24,000 miles per hour. The capsule's heat shield will reach 5,000 degrees. Dr. Jay Bucky flew aboard a 1998 space shuttle mission and explains what physically happens to the astronauts when they return to Earth.
Lightheaded when they stand up after they've been in space for a while.
When you're in space, your blood volume shrinks a little bit. It's not a problem when you're in space, but then when you come back and you go to stand up, you can find that your heart is beating a lot faster, your blood pressure might drop a little bit.
A shooting from last night at a Quick Trip in Bridgeton left one man dead. Bridgeton officers responding to a shooting around 7:20 pronounced the victim dead and took another person of interest into custody. Police say the two knew each other. Kratom is legal in Missouri, but Attorney General Catherine Hanaway is expanding her statewide investigation into manufacturers and the places that sell it.
But what we are going after full bore is 7-OH, which is distilled from, kratom. Certain alkaloids are isolated, and it is highly intoxicating, highly addictive, and has been the cause of death for a number of Missourians.
Because kratom isn't regulated like other drugs, potency and purity can vary. The FAA is recruiting video gamers to become air traffic controllers.
Peekaboo behind the counter. Oh my God! The agency has released a video featuring people playing video games. The graphics say you've been training for this. It's not a game, it's a career, with an average salary of $155,000 after 3 years. The FAA is trying to fill thousands of vacancies. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says gamers have the skills it takes to be air traffic controllers. They focus on screens for hours, have good hand-eye coordination, and can make quick decisions in complex situations. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
As we speak from the KMOX business desk, there's a celebration taking place on the Grafton Ferry Landing, a ribbon cutting as the Grafton Ferry officially opens for the season. Now it will operate 7 days a week, year-round, weather permitting. It cuts the travel time between the Missouri side of the river and Grafton by more than 30 minutes. The city of Grafton was able to purchase the ferry last year, thanks in part to a $1.5 million grant from the Illinois Department of Transportation. That ferry will now operate from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, Fridays and Saturdays from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Sundays from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Plenty of clouds this afternoon with a passing shower, mainly early, the high about 70, remaining cloudy tonight, though 56. Clouds and breaks of sun tomorrow and becoming warmer again. There could be a thunderstorm mainly in the afternoon, high 77. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's cloudy and 70 degrees downtown. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. Hi, Margaret with Eamon Gantner and Capriano. Life happens. Accidents, deaths. Make your estate plan now, or the courts will decide for you later. Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com.
The choice of an attorney is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Well, it's Friday at 10 o'clock, and I know we're excited that every Friday we do chat with one of the great reporters at St. Louis Magazine. We've been doing this for a couple of weeks now. I've talked with Sarah Fensky and Nicholas Kroll, and now we welcome in Nicholas Phillips. He has a story for St. Louis Magazine today that looks at housing and people who feel that, well, maybe they'll never be able to afford a house. I know this is something we've talked a lot about, Ranj, the price of housing. And in fact, 29% of occupied housing units in the St. Louis area are rented. Well, there are a couple of organizations that want to change that. And Nicholas joins us now to give us more information on the subject. Hey, it's nice to talk with you.
Chris and Amy, how are you?
We're doing pretty well. Like I said, we've really enjoyed teaming up with St. Louis Magazine on Fridays. You guys do great work on everything that's going on in the St. Louis area. And yeah, let's start with the housing issue in the St. Louis area. And then, as you mentioned, the organizations that are looking to give people hope.
Yeah. Well, so the reason I'm interested in this at all is that I am part of the Economic Mobility Lab at St. Louis Magazine. So I write about consequential and lasting shifts in people's wealth. All right. And particularly we're interested in upward shifts, right? So it's how do you ladder up in terms of what how much money you're making at your job? How do you ladder up in terms of what you have saved and invested in, what assets you own, and what holds you back from doing those things? We're interested in all that kind of thing at the Economic Mobility Lab. So that's why I got really interested in this housing story.
And And so what are we finding here? Because if that 29% of all housing units in St. Louis are occupied by renters, how is that, first of all, different from the national average? And how much is that up from maybe 10 or so years ago?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know how different it is from the national average, but I think what I was getting at there is that here we have a lot of people renting in the St. Louis region, and 67% of millennials are saving nothing for a home purchase. What the problem here is that when you give up on if you're a young person and you give up on putting money aside for a down payment for a house, you start to behave a lot differently. And that's what these two researchers found. One is at the University of Chicago, the other researcher is at Northwestern, and they looked at a bunch of data, all different kinds of data. And what they found was that in general, people who have given up on ever buying a house, they generally spend it on the here and now. They exert a little less effort at work, and they engage in riskier financial investments, such as cryptocurrency speculation. And the problem there is that feeds on itself, such that they're unable to ever build wealth because they don't have that appreciating asset that most U.S. homes become.
Yeah, that was such an interesting fact, looking at how if you don't have hope that you'll ever buy a house, that your spending patterns, spending behaviors change. So that, as you mentioned, you spend money on non-essential goods, entertainment goods, because what's the payoff? If you're not going to get a house anyway, why save? But meanwhile, higher wealth households would actually do the opposite because they're seeing the benefits of putting money away, of saving money, of growing their wealth and their investment with their homes. So that gap between homeowners and those who are renting their homes, that gap grows exponentially now.
Yes, exactly. That's where the inequality starts to grow. And, that's not a fun feeling to be on the bottom end of that.
So what are the organizations that are trying to help give people hope and make homes affordable?
Yeah, so where I went with this was that these two researchers I was talking about, they came up with this idea of a hope threshold. So if you're under the hope threshold, you've given up. You've thrown up your hands and you say, I can't buy a house. But if you're above it, your behavior changes. Now you're thinking about the future. Now you're saving. Now you're looking ahead. And so what they said was like, what we should do as a society is we should target a subsidy at those people who are just below the threshold. Why? Because you don't have to give them very much to get them over that line. And once they're over that line, they're off to the races. So I started thinking, well, who in St. Louis is looking at people who are just, not quite ready to buy a house, but they're close? And who is helping those people get across the finish line? And I found I didn't have to look very hard at all. I'll be honest with you. And I think I just scratched the surface. There's a couple of places in the city. Should I talk about that right now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, one is the St. Joseph Housing Initiative. Do you guys know where St. Mary's is down South City there?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're actually housed in there. And what they do is they basically flip houses. They take in donations, and then they find dilapidated, vacant, houses, and they flip those at a loss so that they can sell those houses to moderate and low income people, without kind of affecting the comps and the appraisal, the property values and the rest of the block. And so they've done that like 17 times. A few of them were up in Baden, but a few of them were up in Baden, but most of them are down in Dutchtown. And they not only do that, but they also offer $5,000 of down payment assistance.
Wow. And so these people who would not have otherwise had a chance to buy a home now do, which also stops that hopeless cycle, right, where they're below the hope threshold. And I imagine it only benefits the communities to have more homeowners, more people who are not just financially and emotionally invested in a community to help it grow.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely true. And by the way, there's some banks that do this. Like some banks offer down payment assistance. I was talking to a gentleman, a loan officer at Carrollton, and he said that his bank will do they'll do like $10,000 of down payment assistance. Oh. But yeah, to your point, yes, it absolutely does strengthen the community. Once you have people who are dug in and thinking about the future, I think that has a huge effect on the community.
We are talking to Nicholas Phillips with St. Louis Magazine here on KMOX. And so you're talking about some of these organizations that are doing work to help people. do you believe that there is some sort of maybe at a structural level that maybe city government or state government should be able to or should be doing more to help people buy homes? From those that you talk to, do they feel that way?
I would say, I don't know that they said that directly, but they certainly expressed a desire to scale up. I mean, we just talked about the St. Joseph Housing Initiative down in South City there. They've only done this 17 times. 17 houses is not, is not a lot. And if you look at the scale of how many, like a third of people are renting in the St. Louis area. So yes, but then you have but let me just say this real quick. There's another group, Lutheran Development Group, and they do a similar thing, something that's similar to St. Joseph Housing Initiative. But what they do is they actually draw on a city, the Affordable Housing Commission's funds to flip houses in Dutchtown also. And then they're able to offer $35,000 in down payment assistance, which really surprised me. That's a lot. And so I guess my point there is just to say that like there are some city tools, and actually they use some state tools to pass along savings to the home buyer. So there are some tools. I'm sure they would love, but I'm sure these groups would love to have more support from the state and the city.
It's interesting. So both of these groups affiliated with churches or denominations, and are you seeing, maybe that other denomination church groups or other private groups might join in on this effort in the St. Louis area?
Yeah, I think, yes, I am. Actually, in fact, it's funny you bring that up because the people at the Lutheran Development Group, they told me that there already is an informal organization. I think it's called Hearts, Hands, Hope or something like that. And they're already banding together to come up with ways to maybe cooperate a little bit more. So it's kind of happening informally already, yes.
And is it primarily, obviously with this one, it's all first-time homeowners, correct?
That's right. Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing is that they're really targeting first-time home buyers. And in the example of LDG, you get that $35,000 of down payment assistance, but I think if I'm not mistaken, it's in the form of a forgivable loan. So you have to live there for at least 5 years.
I know that St. Louis has a lot of properties around the city and maybe just outside the city even that are, you mentioned dilapidated housing. And there are plenty of properties that are just allowed to rot. Sometimes there are owners, oftentimes owners who are not either in the area or they are, but they just don't. It doesn't really matter to them because they can still, get the tax breaks, and there's no incentive to fix up those properties, and there's no real, authority on the part of the city to do something about it and to go after them. How big of a problem is that when it comes to making housing more affordable in St. Louis with all these properties that are just going unused and being neglected?
Well, I think it's a huge problem because that just freezes that property and it freezes it in a sort of dilapidation. And so there's nothing that can be done. Now, I'm sure you guys know Legal Services of Eastern Missouri, Peter Hoffman, his group there, they do work on this, and they take these owners to court, and they do things to try to get that back, get that property back into other hands so that it can be refurbished. But yes, I mean, like there's so many parcels, so many houses and especially in the city of St. Louis that are just, unfortunately, they're tied up in legal problems, and they can't be refurbished, they can't be overhauled. And so, that's a problem, and some people are trying to fix it.
I like that it is, a private effort, like you said, whether it was the Lutheran Development Group or St. Thomas. And I do think this a lot, though. St. Louis, we have our struggles, and people talk negatively a lot about it. However, when we talk about some of the positive sides of St. Louis, one of them is, it's affordable. This is a good place to live. St. Louis, Missouri, whether you're living in the city or the surrounding areas, not a lot of traffic and so forth. But people here are still struggling to buy homes. How in the world are people buying homes in other parts of the country that are more expensive because St. Louis is considered one of the more affordable areas?
That's a great question. I mean, I think like in those big metros like in Austin, New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle. I think people are just going way, 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 way out into past the suburbs to the exurbs. And I think that's fine to get a quality of life, right? But then it just spreads everybody out, and you feel a little less, connected, maybe.
Yeah, we talk about, and I don't know how related this is. I almost feel like the city-county divide it underlies just about every problem we've got in the city. And I wonder if that's part of it too, because you're talking about people with resources leaving the city, and this is over generations, gradually leaving the city and moving out west or moving down south or whatever it is. How much of a problem do you think that is for our region and our city?
Oh, I think, well, and how much of a problem is the fact that the city and county are divided?
Yeah, basically.
Check.
Who is talking?
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We're
go
having a
ahead.
little technical board issue here. Go ahead.
That's all right. No, I think I can certainly imagine there would be plenty of economies of scale for the government to be more united and not to have so many cooks in the kitchen, if you will. And also, how many regional plants have we come up with over the last 20, 30 years? So I don't know how to answer that other than to say that, yeah, I wish we had a more unified vision.
I do too. Nicholas Phillips, we appreciate your reporting and the conversation today. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
St. Louis Magazine writer Nicholas Phillips with us on KMOX. And of course, you can read his writing and all the great writers at St. Louis Magazine, stlmag.com. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX. We're going to talk soccer with Jen Cease. City has a game coming up tomorrow. They'll play FC Dallas. We are going to talk to Matt Seaback with City as well. There's a City on Tap is happening this weekend we want to tell you about, and the Megan Eberhard is going to be with us from the Cardinals. Big home series, a homestand begins tonight at Busch Stadium. The Boston Red Sox are in town. Of course, we will have the broadcast with a 6:20 pregame show, 7:15 first pitch right here on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs. So this is not the time for, I hope it works out. That's why Steve All and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, April 14th and 16th at Bartolino's Twin Oaks. You'll learn how rising costs could drain your spending power, how political and economic headlines can impact your returns, dealing with issues like taxes, outliving your money, and long-term care. Find out if your retirement strategy is truly stress tested for today's economy. 636-230-8824 or at yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or Registered Investment Advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The All Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code WAGON for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WAGON for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's WAGON.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Let me tell you one of the reasons I think we became the largest injury firm in the world, and it's not even close. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My wife and I had a plan early on. In our firm, our lawyers only work on certain types of cases. Our products liability and dangerous drug lawyers only work on those cases. Same for car crashes, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and insurance disputes. Our thinking is for these lawyers to focus on one area of the law and live it and breathe it. Power comes from knowledge. Many lawyers do everything, jack of all trades. Not us. And we don't charge an hourly rate. You only pay us if we win. If you want to hire us, it's easy. Dial Pound Law on your cell phone, pound 529, or visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer from the comfort of your own home. Let us get to work for you. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Ready to hit a home run with your backyard? Call Artistic Decks. We're celebrating 25 years of A-plus service with massive rollback pricing. Get a professional custom-built deck for less. Hit it out of the park with Artistic Decks. Call 314-280-0821 today.
Built on a century. Focused on today. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Last year, a 16-game winner. Pujols hits it a ton. Wow, what a start on opening day. New ballpark, same old Albert.
Guess what happened 20 years ago today, Amy Marks Coors?
Well,
take a guess.
You told us.
Oh, I did?
At the beginning of the show. Damn. Everyone can guess in their cars, though.
Okay, well, so here is what happened. 20 years ago today, April 10th, 2006, it was the beginning of a championship run for your St. Louis Cardinals. But also, that right there was Albert Pujols. And I believe that must have been a Fox home run. It was a Fox call. This was during a time, we like to call this a mistake in history, where the Cardinals were not on KMOX.
That is a mistake.
Yeah, it was a huge mistake. And now they're back. This is where they belong. And so that home run happened on a game in which the Cardinals beat the Brewers, the first ever game at this current Busch Stadium 20 years ago today.
Love it.
I don't know if it feels like 20 years.
It kind of feels longer.
You think so? See, I don't think
Yeah, because in my head, I went to the old circular Busch Stadium when I was a kid, which I did, but my memories kind of stop at being a kid because, speaking of mistakes, remember when I said I thought George Bush threw the first pitch out at 2007 or 2006?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, no, it was the new stadium. No, that was 2004, which would have been the round stadium, which now that I am picturing it, absolutely right. You know why now the memory is hitting me, which, I mean, my goodness, it scares me how my memory fails me. But I was at that game, and the reason why I remember now that it was the old stadium, the snipers were on the circular roof under, the arches of the old Busch Stadium, of the circle around the stadium. You could see them on that roof, the top of, not the roof, but whatever you would call it, the overhang, the top of the stadium. Just as I remembered that Obama had the snipers on Highway 40. And of course, if George Bush had been there, he too would have had snipers on 40, but he didn't. He had them on the overhang of the old Busch Stadium. So I was completely wrong. And I think that's because in my head, old Bush was me when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. But that's not true. I was 22 at the old Busch.
Well, yeah, and I went to, and I don't know if you went to any games in 05, but I mean, I was not living in town at the time, but I was back and did go to a game, I believe in August of 2005, or maybe it was September. I'm not exactly sure. But it was later in the year.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my last game at the old Busch Stadium, which has all sorts of, like you're talking, just for me, that's where the nostalgia lies.
Yep.
It's not with this new ballpark. I love this new ballpark. I think it's, and I say new, it's 20 years old.
But it's the adult ballpark. It's the ballpark I went to as an adult, but the nostalgia is the circular Busch.
It is a very nice stadium.
Yeah.
And it is objectively nicer than the old Busch Stadium. It's objectively nicer than the cookie cutter, the stadium that looked like the one in Cincinnati and looked like the one in Pittsburgh that used to exist at those times. But that's what I grew up with. I grew up walking out of the tunnel. The first time I can vaguely remember my first game at Busch. I think it was my first, or it was the first one I remember. And it was coming up the stairs and seeing the ballpark and thinking, oh, wow, this place is huge, and the silly AstroTurf and how hot it was all the time. It felt like, I mean, those are and also I believe a Mets fan dumped a beer on me when I was a kid.
I I had a beer dumped on me. I think
Mets
it was
fan?
Well, no, it was a Cardinals fan. It was an accident.
Oh.
It was the old and then he dumped the beer. And I was a kid. So, of course, as a kid, it was like, and for me, I was such a rule follower. I thought, I'm a child and I smell like beer.
Yeah.
This is going to look so bad.
You're going to get in trouble.
I'm going to get in trouble. Well, I was just thinking with Daniel over here, filling in for Matt Pajeski, and Matt's 12, and I think Dan might be younger. Did you go to any games at the old Busch Stadium?
My first ever Cardinals game, we sat by the foul pole at the old Busch Stadium.
Really?
But that I can't remember it because, see, I was born in 2003.
Good.
So I don't remember much from the old Busch. I don't remember even the first really few years of the new Busch Stadium either.
Right, because if you were at that game, you were 2 or 3 years old.
Yeah, I don't remember it at this point.
And it's so interesting because at the Blues game the other night, I did an intermission interview and I interviewed former Blue Darren Kimball. We were talking about the old barn and I realized, well, they knocked down the arena 30 years ago. So there are a lot of people at this game that don't remember the old arena at all.
Oh, it's funny. And I know I've told this because that demolition, the anniversary of it was fairly recently. And I was at the Kiel Center. So I'm at the new hockey arena watching on TV as the old building was imploded.
Yeah.
Which was a very weird thing. Like, hey, we're in the new building and now they're destroying the other one. But this Busch Stadium, I love it. I think it is one of the, and I haven't been to all the ballparks in the country. I've been to a lot of them, but it's as good as any of the others. PNC Park gets a lot of good press because it's an amazing ballpark. I think ours is pretty good too.
Yeah.
And I think it deserves every bit of attention and praise that it gets. And I think it's just every bit as good as PNC Park is.
I've heard that Coors Field
I've not been there.
So
everybody says that.
My sister she's not into sports. And so if you have like suite tickets, not SWEET, but like a suite to a baseball game, she's like, no, that's okay. Like, you don't even have to watch the game. You can just go there and eat hot dogs. But she's just not a sports person. And somehow my brother and sister-in-law got her to go to a baseball game at Coors Field. She went to that game and said it was so much fun. They just said it was an experience to go. They bought tickets, on the street really cheaply the day of, and then went to the game and said it was an experience.
I've heard it's a nice ballpark. I think, again, this Busch 3 is a really nice park. It is maintained really well.
Yeah.
It's beautiful on the inside. I think it's the appropriate amount of large.
Yeah.
It feels intimate enough, as intimate as a ballpark can feel and still hold a bunch of people in it. I think they do a pretty good job of that. It looks nice from the outside.
It really looks beautiful from the outside. And I do miss the old manual scoreboard. I loved that, but I'm glad they at least kept it in the concourse so you can still see it.
I would say the one thing is it's just the scoreboard situation here is very busy.
It's busy.
There's a lot, and I don't necessarily mean advertising, but there's so many statistics and numbers. It's not like it used to be where you got the score, you got the inning score, you got the pitcher's ERA, whoever's up to bat, what they did for the game, 0 for 2 with a walk or something like that. There's so much more information, and so it does get a little busy there. But otherwise, it's just I think it's a beautiful ballpark, and we're very lucky to have it. It is the Chris and Amy Show. And yes, 20 years ago today, Busch Stadium opened. Cardinals beat the Brewers that day and then went on to a world championship. We will talk to City SC broadcaster on Y98, Jen Cease. City has a game against FC Dallas tomorrow. We'll discuss that with her when we come back on KMOX.
St. Louis is a baseball town, and the Gas House Gang talks Cardinals baseball. Ackerman, Ranji, Nicholas, and Claves bring informed opinions and real insight. Smart baseball talk from guys who truly know the game. And every Tuesday at noon, it's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol. Passion, knowledge, the best baseball talk in town. The Gas House Gang, weekdays at noon. We know baseball. KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Cloudy and 70 degrees in St. Louis. The high will be 71. Might get some rain a little bit later on. Tonight, cloudy, a low of 56.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield Ceramic Coat.
We got Rhino 18 years ago. They're very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now, 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, and we are discussing esophageal cancer with Dr. Raymond Jin.
We're starting a program here in the upper GI space called PREVENT. That's the acronym, and it's really aimed at trying to detect these cancers early and even to kind of, reverse them and understand kind of the science behind why they form.
Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.washu.edu.
Here's something I run into a lot with younger homeowners, and happened to be with my little boy. He was looking at purchasing homes. This house had a 20-plus-year-old furnace and air conditioner. And, of course, my advice was never buy a house with that old of an air conditioner. You will be buying a new one. And he goes, well, how much does a new one cost? For his size home, told him figure tens of thousands to over $20,000. If you're looking at a house, my personal opinion is make sure it's a newer unit. If not, request buyers to put in a newer unit. That makes it easier on your 15 or 30-year mortgage if it's included in the loan. Just my piece of advice for that. But if you're hearing this after the fact and you do need a new air conditioner, sorry to hear that, but call me, Bart Inman, one easy number in Missouri and Illinois. The easiest of numbers. It is 314-293-2600 or bartinman.com. God bless.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
It's Friday. Ron, did you know that?
I honestly thought it was Monday.
Unbelievable. Well,
On to Monday.
and I also have great news because we are welcoming in Jen C., St. Louis City SC broadcaster on our sister station over there on Y98. And to be honest, Jen, I'm not happy.
Oh, with her?
I am not happy.
I
love the start of this interview. It's
Yeah.
so great.
Dude, I'm not happy with her either.
So here's the deal. I don't know if you've heard me in the past year or two, but I am anti-tie or anti.
Oh God, I knew it. I knew that what you were going to say.
I think it's American. Rather,
The anti-American.
I just want to lose. We don't want to tie.
Okay.
I wouldn't think too deeply, Ron.
What does that mean?
Think too deeply about it. I just feel somehow in my soul, it's like, wait a minute. It's not supposed to end like this. We're not all here to have a good time. I want somebody to leave devastated. So at any rate, City SC did tie with New York and 1-1 last week. They do take on FC Dallas Saturday at 7:30 p.m. in Dallas. But Jen, how do you feel about ties? Are you just used to them because it's a feature of the sport?
Yeah, I think I'm used to them, but here I'll give you an example where you might like the tie.
Okay.
That would have been Tuesday night at my daughter's high school game, because in high school, they still do a few of the things that America tried to do with the sport when we're like, no, we'll do it our own way. They use the countdown clock rather than we count up in the rest of the soccer world.
Yeah.
And for the regular season in high school, I had forgotten that if they tie, they go to overtime. They'll do double overtime and kicks. So, yeah, I was out in O'Fallon, Missouri at St. Dominic while Kirkwood played them, while we go into double overtime and penalty kicks. And I'm thinking, if we just tied, I could have been home like an hour and a half ago.
Or if they lost.
Yeah, and then to be fair, and I'm not going to make any fans on the Kirkwood side of things. My daughter plays for Kirkwood. But, that for me, the better team did not win on the day. I'm not saying that St. Dominic's better overall, but I am saying that of the full minutes of the regular and even the overtime minutes, the stronger team just did not do it in kicks to me. So that's kind of one of those things where you still have to do the kicks, you still have to try to win the game, but there's kind of a little bit of a false sense of winning for me when you do have to go to kicks from the mark.
Right. It is funny that they do double overtime and kicks in high school.
Oh my gosh.
But they'll do, that's a lot of soccer, and they'll do a
even
tie.
for postseason.
Yes.
Even for postseason.
I did hear someone say that anytime any sport ends in a tie, it should end with a shootout with kicks. Like, so, the Cardinals and the Mets are tied.
I think it should be a shootout like the OK Corral. I think it should be like a paintball shootout.
But do think about this: the Cardinals or Mets, they're tied at after 9. So you wheel out a soccer goal, and it just comes down to kicks. Every sport could end with kicks.
And you know what? You would get like cross fan coverage. You get soccer people following baseball more. But I do remember, even Cardinal games back in the day, cutting highlights at KMOX and games going into so many innings because we just couldn't break that tie. And that makes for a long night. And I just say I had a long night on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Jen, this city team is again off to a start that's not particularly good. They got 5 points. That puts them third from the bottom of the Western Conference here. So, look, I know that we've talked about at what point you feel like you know what this team is, and it's there are a lot of newcomers here, a lot of subtractions from last year, new head coach. You've got all this going on, but the team that we've been seeing play, I mean, do you think at this point this is just kind of who they are this season?
In terms of the comparison to where we were in the first season, yeah, if you take a look and you take first season City, who just threw everything at the other team's goal, didn't have a lot of organization, took teams by surprise and won in that kind of crazy, chaotic fashion, then yeah, we're quite a bit different from that. And we swung all the way the other way under Olaf Melberg, of course. We became a very defensive, felt like we never went forward team. And now we've had interim head coach David Critchley last season. And of course, Johan DeMee's got his own system for play, coming in saying, we're going to find those times to press, but we also have to find times to hold on to the ball and make a concerted team organized effort towards going for the goal. So, I mean, I've seen a lot of promise in the last 2 games. Johan DeMee will tell you that he's the least impressed with their consistency, but of course we got a comeback tie, a comeback draw. And now we go down to face FC Dallas, who's another high-energy team that seems to be right in City's wheelhouse of bringing out kind of the best in them. So I don't think this is all just yet. I do think that there is some pieces missing. Edward Leuven's one of them. Kind of figure out what he fits in when he's ready to do that. But I don't think this is quite where we're going to look on what City is over the next couple of months as they really get into like that middle part of the season.
What is his status? When do you think he will be ready to go? I mean, he's been dealing with a lot, obviously.
Yeah. When you watch AD at practice, to me, he looks. I would take 5 minutes of Edward Leuven, but you can't do that, of course, with the restriction on subs. He's not ready to go when it comes to fitness wise. I can tell that Edward's not particularly happy with some of his touches here and there. He's just not as clean and crisp as he normally is. But to me, he looks fantastic. I can tell you that his shot's pretty amazing because Kyle Hebert had to guard him on Tuesday. And I'm pretty sure has a lot of strawberries from that.
Yeah.
When Edward Leuven was taking shots. But according to Yohan DeMay, it's really, he kind of said something the other day that made me think that maybe in these between the Open Cup game and these next couple of away games that we could see him feature a little bit, but it wouldn't be for a lot. So I think we're probably, at least 3 or 4 games away from, getting excited about could Edward Leuven be in a starting lineup. I think that's a little far off.
So, but how is he? I mean, if you've been around him or you've seen him, how is he doing? Because losing a wife is, it's tragic. And I would think for a lot of people, most people, it would be very, very difficult to get over anytime soon.
Yeah. Early on when we found out that Mona was sick, I remember speaking to him right before we did kind of a formal interview. And he had made mention of the fact that it can be hard to get himself to go to play a game, even though this was his living, but it feels weird to play a game that I have so much fun in while my wife is suffering, even though she was a big proponent of him going and doing what makes him happy. So I would imagine that there is some of still that cognitive dissonance there for them. He pretty much stays away from where we kind of stand in the media, and rightfully so. I would do the same thing, kind of keeps to himself. Of course, the players rally around him, but at this moment, unless you really wouldn't know. But that's about that's really all that I have on that. That he seems to take some comfort in team camaraderie, and that's kind of it so far.
Yeah, and I did see Tom Timmerman with the Post-Dispatch noting that Leuven will return to the playing field for the first time since training camp with City 2 tonight in an MLS Next Pro game. So,
there we go.
Yes,
that's great. I hadn't heard that yet.
So it looks like Leuven will at least play with City 2 for a bit. And I guess that helps get his fitness back. Does it have different substitution rules in that league?
Yeah, I think they're relatively similar, but you're right. That absolutely is good for him to go out and do that. And I just want to point out the fact that if you are a MLS Next Pro player of any age and Edward Leuven steps on the pitch either with you or against you, that is a completely different caliber of human being. They're not only in size and strength, but poise and tenacity. And just what a really stark contrast to have out there with you, whether you're on the team with him or you're playing against him going, oh my gosh, I have to guard that guy.
Yeah. Well,
I think it is a step towards getting him there. So I'm glad that he's going to get minutes. That's awesome.
So with MLS Next Pro and City 2, they're playing the Colorado Rapids 2 at Energizer Park at 7 p.m. tonight. And what is the age group of the MLS Next Pro? Are we talking high schoolers?
I've looked around just a little bit, not enough to probably know as much as some of the guys who regularly cover City 2 and the MLS Next Pro. Some of them are a little bit younger, sure. You're thinking of, think about the guys who flashed up from that. So Brendan McSorley's 24.
Okay.
Kai Joyner is a little bit younger than that. But there are some older players. I don't want to call it seniors, veteran players. People have been around for a while that, just haven't made it to the MLS level, that have found their level in MLS Next Pro. Maybe you kind of liken it to a step near where the USL, when we play Open Cup Tulsa, maybe you kind of liken it to that a little bit, where you could have a range of ages on there. We do have some older players there, but it's mostly geared, of course, towards the younger ones, trying to get them ready for the pros.
Jensies, let me ask you this question about soccer in the United States, because we're getting closer to the World Cup and there's going to be more and more attention paid to the men's national team. And they have been hugely disappointing for quite a long time now. And they've really not had much success for the last 20 or so years. And Landon Donovan, who was a former player, has been doing media rounds. He was just talking to Rich Eisen a few days ago and was talking about youth soccer in the United States. And one of the reasons he thinks we are so far behind the rest of the world. And he says that we have our worst coaches coaching 8 and 9-year-olds. Whereas if you go to Germany, they've got their best coaches coaching the young kids. And it's not until you get older does that change. And that we're not teaching the younger players with the best coaching possible so that they learn and then grow from that. And I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he did say that the worst coaching is at the lower levels when it needs to be the best coaching at the lower levels. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it depends on what Landon's talking about, because I do have friends over in Europe who kids play, and they'll play for kind of their local club, and you will have a little bit more of a on a volunteer basis coaches, people that help out. They're parent coaches. I was a parent coach as well. Sometimes you do a good job because you do the game, and sometimes you don't.
Let me add this part. What he was saying is that there are too many coaches at the lower levels that are only there to win. They just want to win. They want to win their games, and they're not really interested in actually teaching. And that was the point he was trying to make.
Oh, then he's not wrong necessarily. You are right. We've got this kind of the pay to play system is a tough one to beat in every sense of the word. And when I say that, I mean a lot of times there are coaches that are in clubs, let's say at the club levels, that are feeding into MLS Next Pro or feeding on into even other leagues that they are incentivized to make sure that you win. And at the younger ages, of course, development is more important. We all love winning, but development is important. Do you have the right skills? Do you have what it takes to go forward in that? But yeah, and then you also have parents, by the way, you guys, who are paying a ton of money in club fees, who then you have to answer to as a coach to be like, okay, you told me I was good enough to have my kid on this team, and I'm paying you a lot of money, and he or she is not playing. What's the issue with that? So there is kind of that tug of war that I find I've experienced as a parent and as a coach of how you do that and be successful and grow the game with the kids. But also, nobody wants to keep losing all the time. So how do you have them have some success while they're really learning and growing and doing better for what their future wants to be?
Tomorrow at 7:30, City SC takes on FC Dallas. You can hear the game on Y98. You can hear Jen Cease, part of the broadcast. We appreciate your time. We'll talk to you next Friday.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jen.
Jen Cease with us on KMOX. We're not done with City because we've got Matt Seebeck coming up. City on Tap is happening, and he will tell us all about it when we come back on KMOX.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler here for FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX. It's been my sportsbook for many years, even before it came online in Missouri, because I travel a good bit, and I would play when I would be in another state. Well, now I'm playing here at home. I guess you could say that I'm somewhat presented by FanDuel. Anyway, FanDuel's got your back this week with a special mulligan bet back token in golf. So once the tournament starts, you can turn any losing bet into a bonus bet for another try. So now you've got protection to take that sleeper pick or to make a bold prediction. Maybe you're sure who you want to back to win it all. Go for it. Now, if you like someone to have a top 5 finish, lock it in with confidence, because if it doesn't hit, you've got that mulligan in your back pocket ready to go. So just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to claim your special mulligan bet back token. And remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Refund is issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. You can see terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Calling all runners. Register now for the Cardinals 5K on Saturday, April 18th. And you can do a free lap on the field at Busch Stadium. Don't miss this chance to bring the whole family for a fun St. Louis 5K race that brings fans together to support kids in the community. The Cardinals 5K, Saturday, April 18th. Register now at cardinals.com/5K. And for more information, just head to KMOX.com/events.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Granger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
We just talked about the City SC game tomorrow in Dallas. 7:30 is the kick. That's when it gets started. But a watch party gets started at 7 at the Hub STL at the District in Chesterfield. It's the official City on Tap watch party. And to discuss that with us, we've got Matt Seebeck, Chief Experience Officer for City SC. What's going on, Matt?
Hello. Good morning. How are we?
We're great, man. Good to talk to you. So tell us what happens tomorrow at the Hub.
It's, it's always a party when City's playing, So, the City on Tap program, Michelob Ultra is our partner for that. I love it. I think it's one of the best things we do, just because whenever City is playing, home or away, you can usually find a neighborhood pub or restaurant that's showing our game. So I know sometimes in sports, it's hard to find games and, what station, what streamer are they on. All of our games are on Apple TV, and most bars around St. Louis show our games. So we're pumped. Tomorrow night, we're going to be out at the Hub. That's at the District in Chesterfield, a really cool new venue. So our street team will be out there. We'll be having giveaways, lots of fun things to do. Should be really nice weather too.
Yeah, and it looks like it's not only like the City game, but they have the Blues game on before, so you're not missing the Blues game. Like, the Blues game starts at 4, so it's not like the City game's competing against the Blues either. So, I mean, you could have a whole afternoon into your evening there at the Hub and then cheer on. Will they have specials during the City game?
Tons of food and drink specials. And it really, as you said, Amy, like I think it's a real gem in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't been out there yet, they've got pickleball, Steve's Hot Dogs, one of our vendors in Energizer Park, they have a space out there. Narwhals, like there's just it's a great place, for adult friends, or take your little kids out there. Like, there's outdoor activity for things to do out there. It's really it's a nice space.
Matt Rocchio will be doing a live broadcast there, and this is before the game, also halftime, and then a post-game show live, all happening from the Hub STL. So this is a real actual event, and you're not just going out there to watch the game itself, but I mean, there's a lot happening, giveaways and all kinds of stuff are going on too, right, Matt?
Yeah, it'll be great. No, as I said, the City on Tap program, pretty much guarantees that a local bar or restaurant in your neighborhood has the City game on tomorrow night. But tomorrow we always send our street team and kind of, put a focus on one of those venues, per weekend, and the Hub in the District is where we're going tomorrow night. So, tons of giveaways, food specials, lots of things to do. Should be a really fun night out at the Hub.
Have you heard any feedback on people, just how they've responded to these watch parties?
Yeah, they love it, especially the outdoor spaces. Like we've done them at 9 Mile out in Afton, and dog friendly spaces around town. So I think the outdoor ones, especially this time of year in St. Louis, where it's not too miserably hot, you can come out, you can have a cocktail, bring the kids, watch the city game. Like it's just a really good environment to bring friends and family to.
And Matt, we've seen interest in soccer grow here in the United States, and I would imagine that with the Apple TV package, and now it's no longer a pay additional package. It's right there for you on Apple TV, all the MLS games. That has to have helped in that way too, right?
It's been amazing for exposure. Yeah, I mean, there's so many people that have Apple TV and they signed up to watch Ted Lasso or Shrinking or all the other great shows on that platform. But now with our games not behind an additional paywall, people are stumbling on, city games and Major League Soccer, which is, with the World Cup coming up this summer, as Jen just talked about, like really good for the sport. We feel like there's tons of tailwinds behind it. And, the more people watching city games, the better. So we're having a great time, even though we're still early into this fourth season of ours.
Matt, looking forward to tomorrow. Will be a lot of fun at the Hub, the watch party. The pregame starts at 7 o'clock. We'll have that. And then the 7:30 match, the Hub STL at the District in Chesterfield. We are looking forward to that. Great to talk to you about it. Thank you for being with us, Matt Seebeck.
You too. See you later.
Matt is the Chief Experience Officer for City SC. And again, tomorrow we've got the live broadcast that is happening with Rockio, and he's got the halftime post-game show live, all of that from the Hub STL tomorrow in Chesterfield. Looking forward to it. 7:30 is when the game kicks off. It is City SC versus Dallas, FC Dallas, and happening on Y98. This is the Chris and Amy Show. Hour 3 is next. And don't forget, Gas House Gang happens as well at 12 on KMOX.
Inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs. So this is not the time for, I hope it works out. That's why Steve All and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, April 14th and 16th at Bartolino's Twin Oaks. You'll learn how rising costs could drain your spending power, how political and economic headlines can impact your returns, dealing with issues like taxes, outliving your money, and long-term care. Find out if your retirement strategy is truly stress-tested for today's economy. 636-230-8824 or at yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The All Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Uber may continue its dominance in the rideshare market when robo-taxis become the preferred choice. A City research note says that Uber is positioning itself ahead of its rivals in the race for autonomous fleets, thanks to a growing list of partnerships combined with Uber's current size. In the past 2 months, Uber has announced 7 new or expanded autonomous vehicle partnerships, including ordering 10,000 robo-taxis from Rivian. I'm Jason Brooks.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 11 o'clock and we have cloudy skies, 72 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. Vice President Vance heading to Islamabad today to lead the U.S. delegation in ceasefire talks with the Iranians. Vance will do just one day, then leave it to U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer in Tel Aviv says there is the possibility the Iranians will be a no-show.
Their bottom line still seems to be there has to be a ceasefire in Lebanon. And Israel, in fact, a day, Hezbollah in Lebanon. Now, you have to assume there's a lot of horse trading going on behind the scenes, and we won't really know the outcome probably till tomorrow.
Democrats in Congress trying to pass a war powers resolution to compel President Trump to end this war in Iran within 30 days unless he's authorized by Congress. Congresswoman Ann Wagner says that's a non-starter.
Under Article 2, War Powers Act, the president he's done his due diligence in coming to Congress and reporting, and he's got 60 to 90 days to move through this objective that he has, military objective, war, whatever you want to call it.
Trump did not get congressional authorization. He posted about major combat operations on social media and notified the Gang of 8 top congressional leaders. Wagner believes the president is on firm constitutional ground and says those calling for an end to the war are just showboating and hate the president. Thousands of runners are set to take over the neighborhoods surrounding St. Louis tomorrow morning. The St. Louis Marathon will take runners on a scenic tour through 3 city parks: Gateway National Arch, Lafayette Park, and Forest Park. If you're planning to drive through those areas tomorrow morning, you may want to take an alternate route. Various streets along the race will be closed, including parts of I-44 starting at 5 a.m. and lasting until as late as 12:15. From the KMOX business desk, the St. Charles Home Show now underway at the St. Charles Convention Center. It runs through Sunday. Aside from browsing the latest home products and services, there are entertaining dog shows, the 19th annual sausage and wine tasting, and expert advice on planting an herb garden from Bevan Cohen. Parking and admission are free. The weather is sponsored by the Missouri Book Festival, April 18th in Washington, Missouri.
Rather cloudy this afternoon, but nothing more than a shower around, especially early, high 70. Lingering clouds tonight, low 56. Clouds and breaks of sun tomorrow and warmer with a stray thunderstorm, especially in the afternoon, the high 77. For Sunday, clouds, some sun, breezy and warm. There could be a late day thunderstorm, high 82. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's cloudy and 72 degrees. Bring your family and friends to the Missouri Book Festival Saturday, April 18th in Washington, Missouri. Enjoy cooking demos, live theater, book talk, storytelling, and more featuring authors from Missouri and beyond. Visit MissouriBookFestival.com for details. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe.
Chris and Amy on KMOX. And oh, baby, we love when Megan Everhart comes in. And it's not because she brings us cool stuff.
That's one reason.
Okay, it's because she brings us cool stuff, but also because she is delightful, and she is the director of fun for the St. Louis Cardinals, manager of promotions and events for the Cardinals, big homestand. No, oh, you're direct. Oh, it says manager here.
No, director.
Who the hell wrote manager?
Fun? I don't know.
I'm so sorry.
Did.
You know
Vice president of fun.
I know.
Vice
I like
president
Amy
of...
better. She's giving me a promotion.
What does it say on your thing?
I don't look at it.
You're a liar. It says manager. I was duped. Director of promotions and events for the Cardinals with us.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Megan. How are you?
Oh, great. It's been a few months. I'm so glad to be back.
It has. And if you are not watching our show on the YouTube or on the Facebook or on Twitter, now would be the time to figure that out. Get your act together.
Yeah, get your crap
because
together.
Megan always brings a giant bag of all of the Cardinals giveaway. Not all. Some of the Cardinals giveaways.
It feels like all of it because
and
it's
theme
so
nights.
much.
It is. You come in batches. You bring it in batches. And we were just praising Busch Stadium and how it really is such a beautiful stadium. But the Cardinals do giveaways better than anybody because when you hear the word giveaway, sometimes I think in most of life, you kind of think of like, oh, it's just more junk. It's just free stuff and it's free quality. Not the Cardinals.
No,
all of
absolutely
these
not.
pieces, like you could sell in the team store and people would buy.
Oh, totally. Actually get the team store knocking on my door every year saying, now, what are you giving away to all these people?
It's your direct competitor now.
Yeah.
That's where you're competing with yourself. What a great idea. So let's start with tonight because the homestand returns, and I am currently wearing this wonderful
Golf
Masters
hat.
golf hat. It's great.
Yeah, so
Cardinals, it's green.
Yeah, grass green and has the Cardinal script on the front, a red or a white rope, and then a flag that is the City of St. Louis flag for the pinhole.
This is an awesome
It's
hat.
a really nice hat.
I am absolutely stealing this from you.
You can.
Yeah, great.
I think that was our first sample. I
Mine.
wrote in it sample, but you can have it.
Does it say sample on it?
Yeah.
Oh, it feels like a collector's item.
That's really
or like
cool.
version 1 or something, not
It does.
approved.
It says not final.
I want
That's
the
my
hat that
code.
says final, and then
Yeah.
another hat that says final, use this one.
Yeah.
Like how we all save
I love
documents.
it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so tonight's going to be fun. I think the weather's going to be beautiful. All my friends that are like, I don't want to go to the ballpark. It's too hot. Tonight's the night to come.
Oh, it's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
And this one, just to clarify, no, but this is the giveaway.
Yes, it's the gate giveaway.
The
So
gate giveaway.
15,000 fans, 13 and older that come through the gates tonight will go home with that hat.
And that's new, the
Yes.
13 and older,
Yes.
because it used to be 16?
15 or 16, yeah. So we lowered the age.
Yeah, was it that was completely your call to change that age
Yeah.
thing? I didn't know if there was some sort of regulation that you have to make it.
No,
you know,
no rules.
Yes.
It's just more fun, right?
Yeah.
So we can gear the kids' items a little bit younger instead of trying to. The age range for kids was 0 to 15, and that's hard.
Yeah.
And so now it's 0 to 12, and so it's just a little skewed a little bit younger. And then our adult items. I mean, kids are mature now, and so they want everything that their parents get.
So it's like a Masters, basically the golf hat with the green
Yes.
grass Masters.
Perfectly timed for this weekend.
Perfectly timed is tonight. What else can people look forward to?
Tomorrow we have this dugout hoodie. It's a gray pullover hoodie. It has the pinstripe sleeves and the loo on the chest embroidered. And I brought in 2 sizes because did you guys know that this year, whenever you come through the gates and you get a wearable item, you get to pick if you want a medium or an extra large.
Did not know
While
that.
supplies
This is awesome.
last. And so, yeah, brought one of each size for you guys.
That's awesome. And because it can be tough, like you said, trying to get one size that makes
Yeah.
everybody happy. You can't make everybody happy, but having the 2 options is going to be really, really nice.
Yeah. And perfect because tomorrow it's going to be a little bit colder, a little bit breezy. And so this is a great item to throw on whenever you come through the gates.
What else have we got?
Well, Sunday is our Kids Sunday. I'm sure you guys have heard about that. So we have all kinds of activities for kids and families. And then next homestand, whenever the team comes back to town, we have whenever the Mariners are in town, I believe. Right?
Yeah, it's the Mariners on Friday the 24th.
We have this dark mode jersey. So it's a black jersey.
Big fan.
With a gray kind of tonal Cardinals logo on the front. We also have, what did I bring? Oh, the Purina sweatshirt. So it's the baby blue. And then
I love the powder blue, the baby blue so
I love
much.
it. I
Everything
know.
that is Cardinals baby blue.
I
I'm in.
know.
Yeah.
And I have heard from so many people that they want to see that jersey at home. So I'm
Yeah.
trying.
Oh, are they not going to wear the baby blues at home ever?
No, it's the road.
That's
Saturday.
right.
I know.
I didn't know if they would ever.
Maybe we can make an exception.
I think we could. I think we like to have a mission and a purpose on this show.
Okay.
And we've had a few. I forgot what our most recent one was. I forgot what it was.
Our missions are always really stupid.
No, they're not.
We have some silly missions.
Well, we're raising, the Millennium Hotel.
Yeah.
Where the same people who developed Ballpark Village
Yes,
are knocking that down, putting in a new development, and we had an idea for them. So the Rams money.
Okay.
Now, that Millennium Hotel was owned by a company out in Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
And they let it just sit there and rot and be an eyesore. So we're going to take the Rams money and we're going to buy a high rise in Singapore and let it
let it rot. What do you think of that idea?
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, well, you're
Either
gonna do
that
to
or
us?
we're making another. We're going to build another arch that's slightly smaller and goes directly into the arch that we currently have. Like
Okay.
underneath it, like nesting dolls.
And nesting doll, and then just keep going.
Yes.
We'll just keep making smaller and smaller arches.
Megan looks less sure of her being in our presence right now.
I think she's
Well,
doing great.
no, I
She's
love a
inspired
good
when we-
mission. I love goals. That's great. Okay.
What
I
else?
like
Because these are the next couple of home
Yep.
stands. All the
Yeah.
stuff we're giving away. The dark mode jersey, which is the following home stand.
Yeah.
What is coming up this summer that you think people really are going to be excited about?
Everything.
Well, okay. What is coming? Well, there's always the Grateful Dead night.
Oh, of
people
course.
love.
Yes. Yeah. And talking about theme nights, we have a Diet Coke night on May 1st. And so it's just recently announced. It's rather new. It's the first time we're doing it as a gate giveaway or as a theme night, rather. And it's going to be fun. Diet
Oh,
Coke.
the Diet Coke t-shirt?
Diet Coke. Yeah. Diet Coke and Cardinals. Diet Coke is on this like pop culture trend
It
right now.
is
It's everywhere. Yeah.
It's on TikTok. It's on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah, what's that all about?
In the mall, they have hats.
I don't
They have
drink
Diet
it.
Coke
I
hats.
don't know. But I think if you drink Diet Coke, you're just really passionate about
Yeah.
it. So we're
This is
bringing-
very interesting because
Yeah.
it's a pretty cool t-shirt.
yeah, it's super cool.
And this is a theme ticket.
Yes.
So you have to have a separate ticket for that. It's a little
Yeah.
different. Some of these are giveaways. Some of them are
Yeah.
that. The Mason Wynn bobblehead.
Ooh, isn't that cool?
That's
I'm
coming
excited
up
about
against
that.
the Dodgers.
Yes. So that we have two different versions. So we have the full paint version, and actually the chains on the bobblehead are real. So I'll bring it next time.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, they have real necklaces on them. But there's a full paint version and then a solid gold version, and so that's
For
a
the
limited
Gold
number.
Glove.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Is it like a?
Well, I can't tell you.
It's a surprise.
Yeah, it's a surprise. You don't know until you open your box if you got the gold one or not.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what night is that?
It's like finding the golden Easter egg.
Exactly.
I love that.
Willy
Dodgers
Wonka.
hometown.
Wasn't there a golden ticket? with
Something like
Willy
that.
Wonka?
Exactly.
Does
Just
something like that happen?
No.
Okay.
You get an exclusive. Unlock the keys to the kingdom. No.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, it's super cool. And then I think you said that you're going to check out the unlimited eat seats soon.
That's where.
Yeah.
Tonight
Yeah.
we're going to be there.
That is so fun. I love people watching there and just seeing people circle the concession stand, and everybody is having a great time. So I'm excited for you to try.
Where are those seats again? Because
Big
it is
Mac
a
Land,
segment.
right?
Big Mac
It is Big
Land.
Mac Land. Okay,
Yep.
that's what I thought, and then I thought I was wrong because
No.
I've been wrong recently.
Yes. So the seats are in Big Mac Land, but then you go to a concession stand nearby, you'll get a wristband and you'll
Yeah.
experience it tonight. You'll just circle on through. No transaction. You just go up and grab three
That's
items
awesome.
and go back
Oh,
to your
that's
seats.
wonderful.
Yes.
How
All
many
right.
hot dogs could you eat?
Uh-oh. Here we go.
I'm not doing the 9 innings thing.
Well, you don't have to do that.
The 9-inning challenge or whatever that is.
Yeah.
You think 4 or 5? Probably, maybe tomorrow night.
Tonight?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, tonight.
It's
Tonight. Sorry, tonight.
I could, if I'm pushing it, if I don't eat, I could probably do 3.
That's it?
That's it. I've done 3.
I can do 3.
Like they're big dogs, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they regular dogs though?
Oh,
They're not
regular
that foot
dogs.
long.
Yeah.
I could probably, I could put down 4, maybe.
Okay.
I would hope so.
Try it.
Okay.
I'll try it tonight.
Yeah.
I'll feel so sick.
By the 4th inning, you'll be calling like I'm out.
I'll just be rubbing hot dogs all over because I'm free hot dogs. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, the all you can eat seats, not a challenge. You don't have to like hurt yourself.
No,
Every time you go to the ballpark.
Right.
Yeah.
No, don't be a gluttonous pig. Don't eat for the sport. Just
Yeah.
eat because you're hungry.
So I'm holding up a Cardinals hat now. The bill is red. The hat itself is white, and it has chain stitching for the Cardinals. It's so
on the front
sharp. It's heavy. I mean,
Yeah.
you can feel it. So when is this giveaway?
Next homestand? I don't know. I really need to memorize my schedule, guys. I'm a little bit rusty today. It's coming up.
But
It is happening April 26th.
This
That's
is
what I
actually
meant.
4D
So it's
chess.
a Sunday game.
Yeah.
It's 4D chess because you were going to drive people to the Cardinals website.
Yes,
And
exactly.
they can browse and peruse.
Yes,
And that one is presented by Coca-Cola.
exactly.
It is. This is
Yeah.
really, I love this hat. Okay, so when you have theme nights and giveaways,
Yeah.
once the first game of the season has started, do you have all of those planned and scheduled, or do you ever come up with ones as the season
Oh, yeah.
goes
No,
along.
it's a long season. So we leave a few dates open. So if anything happens, we can toss it on the calendar pretty quick. Gate giveaways is a different story because it's a much larger quantity.
Sure.
Unless we can find something quick turn, like a poster or a t-shirt. But yeah, for theme nights, we have some dates later in the second half of the season that's open in case something happens pop culture.
You know, a good example of this. Now, granted, they had the whole off season to deal with it, but the White Sox, and this is for real,
Yes.
they're
Oh.
doing
Yes.
a Pope hat.
I was about to bring that up.
They're doing a Pope hat.
I think it's August 11th. They are giving away a Pope hat. It's got the Sox logo. It's black and gold and silver.
Okay, now just when
I love it, and I am getting one.
Okay.
I will be on it.
Based on the feedback that we got when we hypothetically threw out
The idea of me going to a
game as the Pope. Yes,
Yeah.
based on the feedback, which was intense. Do you think they had to get papal approval or church approval to do
that's
a
a good
Pope hat?
question.
Because there are some people who weren't thrilled with the
Yeah.
idea. But there have been fans showing up to the game dressed as the Pope.
Yeah.
Since then. But now they're officially giving away a Pope hat. So I wonder if they got papal approval or some kind of ecumenical approval
They had to
where
have.
they're like, this is going to be okay. Because the last thing you want to do is make all the Catholics mad.
So I'm not sure that they have a licensing agreement, but I think for sure they had to get some sort of buy-in for sure.
Yeah.
And it depends on like how they're marketing it and if they actually calling it a Pope hat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It is
Like
called
it'd
a
be like
Pope
the
hat.
Cardinals going, we're having a Baptist night, no dancing. I don't know like the Cardinals would want to do that or not.
Yeah.
Is there a religion the Cardinals would like to offend?
Are you kidding me?
Would you-
I will never come back. Like this is my one stop for this season and I'm out.
Oh, stop it.
no.
You can't wait to come
Okay,
back.
you know what
I
you
know
should
you
do?
guys are my favorite.
This would be fun though. You need to find your peer at the Chicago
Oh yeah,
White
I know
Sox.
them. Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
ask. Let's find this
I
out
will
for real.
find this out.
Because I could see how, and I'm being dead serious now. If I were in that position, I would have a ton of hesitation unless I talked to some representatives,
Yeah.
right?
What if they got the Pope's permission? Like what if they
Well,
had to go
that's
that
the
far?
next thing is like,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be
Oh
unbelievable?
goodness.
Ron just
I'm showing Megan the photo of the Pope hat.
the White
Yeah,
Sox.
they didn't
so
just
here,
do that
if
without
you're-
permission.
No, like if you're looking on
It's got is
watching
it
us on
tassels?
YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, that's what it looks like.
It is. It's the pointy hat, the oblong pointy hat with.
I'm sure it has an official name.
I think it does.
Yeah, I think the Pope calls it the oblong pointy hat. Which hat do you want to wear today? The oblong pointy one. Sure, that's what he's saying.
Well, you know what I mean.
I'm not sure I do.
It's an oblong pointy hat, but it has long tassels,
Yes.
cloth,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, it's
tassels.
very cool.
So is it his everyday hat?
Well, that's a good
I
question.
mean, three non-Catholics trying to parse through this. I don't think we know.
Yeah, and we're supposed to be promoting the
Because-
Cardinals.
That's right. That's right. But I mean, I think that as the season goes on, maybe another Taylor Swift tour shows up. 'Cause you did do some Taylor
yes,
Swift
we
stuff.
did. Yeah, we did. Well, no,
It's-
we didn't. Eras tour.
Eras tour.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It's a mitre, a texter.
A mitre, thank you.
is a tall, pointy hat.
But they're calling it a Pope hat.
Yeah.
It
That's
is
right. Well, because I think a mitre might be too technical.
Yeah,
because
people are like, what?
But Cardinals wear fancy hats. I mean, not our Cardinals, but the
Yes.
church Cardinals.
Yeah.
We could lean into that. Let's see how this goes up
Oh my
there.
gosh! What if we did it when they played each other?
Okay.
Wouldn't
The
that
Cardinals and the
be?
Popes.
Well,
But again,
that's
we'll
the
get-
end of this month.
We'll get approval.
Cardinals are in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
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 Too late.
Sox will be back next year.
Wait, have you guys visited the pop-up bar at Gate 1?
No, is
I
it the one,
haven't
the
been to a
rotating
game
bar?
yet.
Yes.
I-
Amy.
I know, but I've
Disappointed.
never watched so much baseball because I'm paying $20 a month for
Yeah.
MLB, and so I am both emotionally and financially invested
This
in the
is
team.
the rotating bar that it'll be something different every month.
Yes. Yeah. So our first theme is where'd you go? Where'd you go to high school?
Oh, here we go. I love it.
I know.
That's
it is.
awesome.
Yes. And you're Illinois, right?
Yep.
So
Granite
I
City.
made sure to put some Illinois high schools on there as well on
Did
our
you
big
put
map.
Granite City on there?
What was your mascot?
The Warriors?
Of course.
Yes.
They're on the bar.
Yes, let's
Stop
go.
by tonight.
There you go.
And so it has unique drinks, it has photo ops. It's just a really fun experience.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get to the ballpark first time this season And I am very, very excited. Megan Eberhardt, the director of promotions and events with the Cardinals.
That's right.
We call her the vice president of fun.
And she's going to do some research.
I will.
Because it's the night, it's called Pews at the Ballpark.
Oh,
like a church pew.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Thanks,
they'll have
Megan.
pool pets. So we're going to find out about this. But go visit cardinals.com so you can.
Cardinals.com/promotions.
Yes. We'll
Thanks,
see you at
Megan.
the ballpark.
Chris and Amy on KMOX.
All right, folks. As we approach Liberty Island, you'll see the iconic Statue of Liberty, standing tall at over 300 feet. The torch in her hand symbolizes a beacon of hope that's held up by her very wavy arm.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. It's proven to slow GA progression and could preserve your remaining vision for longer, so you can keep seeing the world around you. Don't take Izervay if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't wait for your vision changes to progress. Ask your retina specialist about Izervay today. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Don't miss the Route 66 Centennial Festival at the Missouri History Museum, April 30th through May 3rd. Bring back memories of the Mother Road's stunning natural scenery and roadside attractions, and explore its complex history and impacts on communities across the region. Featuring a concert by Sweetie and the Toothaches, a classic car show, neon display, food trucks, lectures, kids' crafts, and more. All activities are free. Schedule at mohistory.org/festival.
Turning 50 doesn't mean slowing down. It means getting smarter about your health. That's why we created Neovitin Men's 50 Plus Multivitamin. It's doctor formulated to support your energy, immune health, and overall vitality. Plus, it's made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients. Take control of your health with supplements you can trust. Look for Neovitin Men's 50 Plus at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, or online at neovitin.com. Neovitin, made for men who keep moving forward.
Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. Cantor is local, and we're here doing the work every day. We're right here in St. Louis, and we're ready to fight for you. CantorInjuryLaw.com or call 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Ranj, did you see this? This is actually not a fun one, though.
Oh,
but
great.
The U.S. fertility rate dropped to another record low. So last year, the number of births per 1,000 women of age fell by about 1% to an all-time low per new federal data. That rate is down by nearly 20% from just 2 decades ago when they were building the new Busch Stadium.
Wow.
So it is becoming a problem. You know, it's a problem in Japan because the population is they live a long time, and there are so many older people, and their older people outnumber the young people who are still working and trying to keep the economy running, and also to pay taxes for the benefits for the older people. And so it is becoming an issue now in a lot of Western countries. I mean, I know Japan is not, but in Europe, Sweden, Norway, that type of thing. It's happening as well.
Wow. Yeah, that's not good. We're going to, what is it? What's the movie with Clive Owen, Children of Men? Isn't that one where I believe the fertility rate drops to like almost zero or something like that? Did you see the UFL is expanding? We know that that's the league the Battlehawks are in. And the Battlehawks, as we know, draw very, very well here in St. Louis. Well, coming 2 years from now, spring of 2028, they will expand to Oklahoma City. So OKC is getting a new UFL team. So unless something happens between now and then, people like to talk about the UFL and when it was the XFL, and they were leagues that didn't have a whole lot of longevity in the past. And I think the expectation is that, they'll struggle and eventually fade away, or at least a lot of people think that. I mean, they've already got plans to expand. So unless something significant happens between now and then, we're getting more UFL football and not less.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of more, did you see that United Airlines, JetBlue Airways, Delta Airlines, and Southwest Airlines have all spiked checked bag fees in the past 2 weeks? So
I did see that.
Yep. So American Airlines is increasing the fee by $10 to check a first piece of luggage at an airport. So that would bring the price for one bag to $50, and a second bag will cost $60. And customers with basic economy tickets, though, will have to pay $55 for their first checked bag and $65 for a second bag, starting with tickets purchased on May 18th.
You know what? I lost my mind in here the other day, and I was right at the end of the show because I saw something. I got an email about a thing that was increasing, a price was increasing, or they were taking a benefit away from, it was a company, right? And there's that. And then you see Delta and all these other airlines raising their bag fees, and you see Netflix making another price increase they just did it like 2 months ago, and now they're doing it again.
Yeah.
It's just everything is getting more expensive. Every company is raising prices on everything. And it's not even like, and I pose this question to you, name one place, like a real significant place that actually says, you know what? We're going to cut you a deal. And not only are we going to charge you less, but we're going to charge you less for the same amount, as opposed to we're going to give you a lower price, but we're actually putting like chips in the bag or something, right? Like, hey, we're going to lower the chip prices, but actually there's less in there too. So it's not like we're cutting you a deal.
Yeah.
We're just making you feel like we're cutting you a deal.
We had some people text
Every company is doing this.
If you know of a place that is trying to ease the burden, and it actually...
Like in a meaningful way.
Yeah, yeah.
Starbucks, they keep changing their rewards programs. Like how much they give you. It used to be that I think it was like every dollar or every star you got a free something or other. And now it's less and less. The benefits that companies give you. It just, I don't know how we aren't all up in arms over all of this stuff.
314-436-7900.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX. A lot to get into still before the Gas House Gang comes up at 12. It'll be Mike Claiborne and Matt Pauley with me on the Gas House Gang, noon on KMOX.
Meanwhile, what are you doing on April 25th, Saturday morning? Would you like to join the Estelle Work Zone Awareness 5K and 1 mile fun run? I think you should. It's a good time. And it's a great time, actually, for the whole family, because the Work Zone Awareness Run is, like the name implies, an event dedicated to promoting safety for road workers and also just raising awareness through work zones about working to at the MoDOT headquarters right there at 141 and Highway 40. I know they have some of the big MoDOT trucks out there and fire trucks and so forth. So if you've got younger kids, it's a great time to go and get outside, do the 1 mile fun run, and then let them get up close with those big trucks. To sign up for the Work Zone Awareness Run, Google STL Work Zone Awareness Run to sign up.
Hey guys, it's Dave from The Glover Show, trying to explain The Glover Show. So when I was a younger man, I used to go to happy hour almost every night, and I loved it. And I've always thought of my show as being like happy hour. It's always interesting. It's often silly, but not always. There are real things to talk about amongst friends, politics, and personal things. So that's what it is, really. It's happy hour for thousands of us every day between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. And I hope you'll tune in and join the happy hour.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
71 degrees, and it's pretty cloudy out there, mostly cloudy today. And we've already hit our high, so might creep up a few more degrees. Otherwise, tonight, cloudy and a low of 56.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are now open for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Enter now at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
It's the spring clearance sale at Miller Furniture and Mattress now through April 21st.
I'm Mark Miller, owner of Miller Furniture, your home for quality American-made furniture since 1927. Don't miss savings of up to 75% off our list price throughout all 4 showrooms. Plus, get up to 60 months special financing.
We have more American-made furniture than ever to choose from. Finish every room in your home with quality Amish-made furniture in today's updated styles.
See our new spring styles on display, including our fully stocked Flex Steel and Smith Brothers furniture galleries.
It's time to get the quality sleep you deserve. Right now, take half off any Chapman Wells luxury mattress when you purchase an adjustable base.
Visit any of our 4 locations, Belleville, Fairview Heights, Lake St. Louis, or Ellisville to save on over $8 million of inventory with delivery as fast as tomorrow.
Don't miss the spring clearance sale at Miller Furniture now through April 21st and save up to 75%.
At Miller Furniture, we put the family in furniture. Shop online at MUELLERfurniture.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. The American dream is owning your own home, especially a brand new McKelvey home. This will be your last chance to take advantage of the tremendous savings of the 6 remaining market-ready homes or our luxurious Madison display at Summerlin and O'Fallon. Also get special 4.99% fixed 30-year financing. Talk to Stephen Bonfani on how you can qualify for this great offer. Visit McKelveyhomes.com. It's time to move up to McKelvey.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they were very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
You know, here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Lederman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Lederman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Lederman Law Firm at LedermanLaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Tonight the Cards, the Red Sox.
Cameron Total Access 620.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Chris and Amy show on KMOX, Gas House Gang at 12, talking Cardinals baseball and more. That's coming up with Claibs and Paulie. So hope you'll stick around for that. Amy Marks Kors, you were away when this development happened. Actually, I think it happened before you were out yesterday, but we just didn't get a chance to talk about it. And then yesterday you were gone. I'm glad you're back, though, because you may have heard about this NFL reporter named Diana Rossini, who is very well known. She's been covering the NFL for a really long time. She's done good work. I mean, her reporting has been pretty solid over the years, had worked for ESPN, and now works for The Athletic. And recently, she was spotted at a resort in Sedona, Arizona, which is it's a really nice place. And, you know, it's a resort.
But
a lot of couples go there.
It's a romantic resort.
Yeah.
No kids are allowed. They
Right.
they boast of how many engagements they have there because it's such a romantic place.
So she was photographed there in compromising positions, I guess, with Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel.
Mhm.
So, I mean, nothing too steamy, but they were seen holding hands, and they were hugging each other. And then there was another photo where they're at the pool together side by side.
And I will say too, the holding hands, it was both hands where they were holding their hands up like
Fingers
with
interlocked.
interlocking fingers, which
Yes.
is not a normal.
Correct. It's not
Yeah.
something you do with your buddy.
It's not something you do with your buddy.
So anyway, this happened, and The Athletic, pretty much immediately when these photos got out, I believe the New York Post was the first to put them out. She has gotten a ton of I don't want to call it hate, but she's been mocked quite a bit online. If you look at any of her Twitter posts over the last few days, every single comment is about Mike Vrabel. Nothing. I mean, she's tweeting about the referees trying to get a new CBA in the NFL and talking about the potential for replacement refs. And it was a football post,
Yeah.
but all of the responses to it are about Vrabel. It's almost as if nobody's listening to what she's saying anymore. They just want to know what's going on with this, with her and the head coach. So this happened, and now people are starting to go back and find stuff that she has tweeted, stuff that she has said on the air about her husband. And this is the main problem. She is married to somebody who happens to be an executive at Shake Shack. He is married to somebody else. And so this would seem to be an inappropriate relationship. Okay. And then it has surfaced, and you have heard some of this, Amy, what she in the past had said about her husband on air.
Yeah, this is one of. So when she is on air on ESPN, her husband is either the brunt of a lot of her jokes, or a lot of her jokes just involve him as well. This is one example from Get Up, the ESPN show, a while back.
And I think we all do weird things when we're in love, and we overshare and overpost. And look, he's married. He's getting married to a beautiful actress. I'm married to someone average. I don't post a lot about him. If I was married to someone beautiful, I'd overpost too.
Now this
And so
Okay.
so that is Mike Greenberg, because they all stopped the show and replayed it and
Yeah.
said, you need to explain yourself. But she was also on the show with Stugotz, that show on ESPN, where she said her own mother said, hey, I think your husband has a girlfriend because he looks great. He's happy. You're gone all the time covering the NFL. I'm happy for him. And she said this on the air joking, my marriage is falling apart. And so you can kind of see how when she talks openly about her marriage, it's not always in the most flattering light.
So, and I don't, first of all, when she was talking about he is getting married to a beautiful actress, she's talking about Aaron Rodgers. And she also, at a different time, was talking about how she had interviewed or gotten a phone call from Jimmy Garoppolo, also a quarterback. And she made this joke that he called her the night before their wedding, before her wedding. She was getting married to this executive, the Shake Shack guy. She was getting married to him the next day, and she was doing an interview or something with Jimmy Garoppolo. And she's like, he calls me the night before my wedding, and that's who my mom wants me to marry. And I mean, just think about what's the worst possible timing for him to call me. It's just everything she has said about her husband publicly at the time. Oh, these are funny jokes, and maybe he's cool with the jokes. Fine. And if he is, fine. But now if you put that in the context of these photos with her, with the head coach that she covers, and they're doing this stuff, it looks really, really, really bad. And I'm not sure there is a good explanation for it. So the question now is, there are a couple of them. One, where did these photos come from? Is there a private investigator following her because there's suspicion? Or a private investigator following him because there's suspicion? Was this just a fan who happened to say, oh, that looks like Mike Vrabel over there, I'm going to take these photos. These photos were taken from a distance, like somebody was hiding out trying to gain them. Yeah. So not really sure where they came from yet. But I think one of the greater questions is, what does this do when something like this happens for women who are in sports, who are reporters in sports? It is difficult enough to get credibility or to feel like you have credibility from certain people, because some people will always think, oh, you're an attractive woman, you're around men in a locker room all the time, you're probably doing sexy time stuff. You must be. That's what a lot of people think. And every time something like this happens, you're just making the job more difficult for all the other women who are trying to do it the right way.
No, that's absolutely true. It's very frustrating. I will add this too, just because, like we said, if people are thinking, well, maybe she just makes jokes, like you said, and the husband's okay with it. Well, there was the wife of the former general manager of, I guess, the Washington Redskins at the time, before they were the Commanders.
Yes.
And Diana Rossini broke some news, and the wife of the former GM tweeted out pretty vulgar tweets asking in explicit terms how many sexual favors Diana Rossini had to do to secure her high-profile news breaks.
This was the wife of a
general manager of an NFL team,
accusing her of that.
And that wife did go back and apologize and say, "I'm really sorry."
It kind of feels like there's a little smoke here.
That's the thing. So I don't know, but I will say this as a woman who's covered sports, and you should always be in the most professional capacity. I cannot imagine there is no explanation and no justification for like two married people married to other people, and especially in this capacity where you are the reporter interlocking fingers with the head coach of the team you're covering, of hugging that person, of sitting in a hot tub because she said, well, you know how it is. You become friends with your sources. No, it is not like that at all.
Right.
There's and as I think any female in sports broadcasting has to be so frustrated with this, because there are people who are going to make that stereotype or make assumptions like, oh, well, I'm sure, are you flirting or this or that? And of course, the majority of female broadcasters and sports reporters and journalists are not, but you get some high profile ones like this, and it makes you roll your eyes, because now it makes your job harder, where you feel like you're fighting for credibility. And like I said, I've never felt like a victim, and I've only dealt with the NHL, which I'm sure is different than Major League Baseball and football and basketball. I'm sure every sport has its own vibe. I have never felt like mistreated or looked down on or whatever. So I've had a good experience. But when you see something like this come out, it's just frustrating. It's the same thing with the Alabama coach, Nate Oates, the Alabama basketball coach. He was married, and now he's not married, and he's dating his 20-year-old female assistant who wanted to get into sports.
Right.
And you're like, oh my gosh.
See, and
this is so bad.
And this is where the double standard is. I suppose it's a little different, but nobody's going to come after Vrabel on this. The only bad outcome for him is whatever happens with him and his wife at home. Right. And that's the only thing, because the Patriots they're not going to do anything to him.
Mm-hmm.
They think he's a good coach. They want to keep him, and he gives results. So they're not going to do anything, which maybe isn't fair, but that's the way it is. So he will face no repercussions. On her end, though, there's a really good chance that she loses enough credibility that she just can't do this job anymore.
Right.
So it could, and maybe it won't, maybe she'll be fine, but it could be a career killer. And I know a lot of female reporters in sports, and the vast majority of them really are trying to keep their hands clean. They just try to do the job, interview people, go home, do the job as well as they can. I know a couple that I know for a fact engage in some of the stuff that we're talking about. And I would never call them out for it. I'm not going to be the one to bust them out.
But there's a double standard for women because maybe you know a couple. What in the world, there needs to be culpability on the part of the men as well.
Well, of course.
And I also feel like there would be a double standard because let's say there's a female athlete or a female coach and some male reporter, somehow they find out he's with her and everyone's like, yeah, way to go, man. I mean, I just feel like there's a total double standard where as a female, you have to avoid any appearance of impropriety and kind of have to be better. You have to be better.
Yeah. It's not fair, but it's kind of
than the
how
guys
it
in
is.
those positions of power.
Right. And in this case, it sucks for all those out there. And again, maybe there is a completely innocent explanation for all this. They claim that they were at this resort with other friends. I mean, okay, but then where are the spouses? I don't know that I buy it. I have a very difficult time, but the problem is for those women who are really trying to keep themselves clean on this, on their jobs. This is bad for them. And I guarantee you, and I haven't talked to all of my friends who do this, but I know that they are like, come on, man.
Well, I mean,
why are you doing this to me?
I mean, I can't speak to, I'm just saying there's a double standard here. I can't speak to if there's a few bad apples, what they're doing, but it hurts women because in the same way that there is a higher standard for women who run for political office. Heaven forbid you wear a pantsuit. Heaven forbid you laugh. Heaven forbid you don't fix your hair the right way. I was the first female to host a pre and post game show on a radio broadcast for any professional sports team in the St. Louis area. And KMOX decided, hey, we should probably make a note of this. This is cool that you're doing this. And so I'm in the sports office. I come in on my off day because I've got to get some recording done. And I come in on my off day and I have a hat on because it's my off day and it was cold out. And I do some recording and the video guy says, can we, Amy, record a little video of you talking about what it means to be, the first female to host pre and post of of a professional sports team on radio in St. Louis. And I thought, oh my gosh, I don't look great, but yeah, I'll do it. And I do it. And you know what the comments weren't like, congratulations, nice job. It was, why are you wearing a hat inside? Well, if you cared so much, you could fix your hair. Why are you wearing this? It was insane. And a lot of those comments are from other women too. Yeah. So yes, I'm frustrated with, if Diana Rossini did this. Yeah, it's frustrating because it gives idiots more leverage to gives them psychological permission to disparage all female reporters. But it is never, ever on the men for going, what the hell is wrong with NFL coaches and players?
No,
why can't they keep it in their pants?
You're
keep
right.
their pants up.
You are right. But I would also say the job of reporting is different. And you need to keep yourself clean if you are a reporter. If you call yourself a journalist, that is a very specific job where you need to not be conducting in inappropriate behavior to get scoops. Nobody can, because it's an issue of credibility. As a journalist, whether it's sports, news, whatever it is, you need to keep your head above water. You've got to there's already distrust in journalism. You can't behave in a way that makes people doubt you even more. It's just that, and I would say from that perspective, she does have a greater burden on her. Not just because she's a woman, but also because of the particular job that she does of being a reporter. For him, this guy's a football coach. No one's going to care. And except for his wife, but the general public is not going to be as concerned with what he's doing. He's not a journalist. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a job of credibility.
No,
and when it comes to credibility, you have to be clean.
No, and I get it. And it's frustrating because there is also a double standard. And women are held to such a high, it's not even being held to a high standard. It's the public in general are much quicker to criticize and condemn women.
That's Amy Marks Kors. I'm Chris Ranji. Gas House Gang is happening at 12 o'clock. Got a lot of Cardinals discussion to get into with Claves and Matt Pauley. That's happening soon on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Each year in St. Louis, 10 women are recognized for volunteer leadership that changes lives. They support families, strengthen communities, and create opportunities where they're needed most. Join us Tuesday, May 19th at the Ritz-Carlton for the 2026 Women of Achievement Awards Luncheon. Celebrate their impact and be part of a tradition more than 70 years strong. Reservations available at WOASTL.org. For more information, go to KMOX.com/events.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
71 degrees right now. That's about as warm as it's going to get tonight. A low of 56. Weather report is sponsored by the Overhead Door Company of St. Louis.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
You like the word thorough? It's a good word, thorough. It means complete, accurate, detailed. Well, when you go to Ophthalmology Associates, you will get a thorough eye examination. The technology's incredible. It's all up to date, the very latest. And Doctors Birdie, Malhotra, Brusati, and Royer and their staff will make your visit very personal. That's because they believe every patient is unique. Ophthalmology Associates takes all the research and technology and their personal knowledge and expertise and tailor it into an eye care plan that is as unique as you are. Services include everything from expert treatment of cataracts and retinas to comprehensive eye exams for you and the kids, and a full-service optical shop with a ton of frames to choose from. Ophthalmology Associates, 3 St. Louis area locations. Visit youridoc.com or call 314-966-5000.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW-1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
The spring cleaning rush at Zero Res. This week's flash sale, $50 per room of carpet clean for unlimited rooms and whole system air duct cleaning for just $599. Visit ZeroResSTL.com to book your appointment. That's ZeroResSTL.com.
The BizDash 5K, presented by Worldwide Technology, is back. Produced by the St. Louis Sports Commission, this high-energy corporate race is St. Louis's healthiest Boost Happy Hour, combining fitness, fun, and unbeatable team bonding for companies of every size. Runners and walkers of all levels are welcome. It all comes together at Energizer Park Thursday, May 7th in downtown St. Louis. An office party like no other. Create your company team today at stlbiz-.com.
Chris Ranchi, Amy Mark scores because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
I got to get this off my chest because, Amy, I have a late to the party here.
Oh, no.
I assume I'm late to the party. Are you aware that the guy in Jurassic Park, there's a Dr. Hammond, is that his name? The old guy, white beard, looks like Santa Claus.
I've never seen it.
What the? Are you kidding? No. You are. Ugh. Anyway.
Don't get mad. Just hurry up and say what you're going to say.
Oh, my God. How have you not seen Jurassic Park?
How have you not seen The Godfather?
It's not the same. You were alive at the time. You were alive when Jurassic Park came out. You were a kid.
You were alive when they filmed.
Jurassic Park was right in your wheelhouse, dude.
Okay, what's your point?
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. You don't even know who I'm talking about. The guy who is the old guy in that movie is David Attenborough's brother.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
Wouldn't you walk around and go, the dinosaurs?
Yes, I had no idea they were related. I just found that out recently. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, this show is over. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock on Monday. Oh, we have a pair of tickets to give away to see Billy Idol right now. And we are looking for caller number, what'd you have? 5 to the contest line, 314-955-1120, 314-955-1120. You get to see Billy Idol thanks to Live Nation September 10th. Good luck. Gas House Gang is next on KMOX.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Ethos.
If you want to get your kids interested in investing, let them get their hands dirty. Financial planner Shane Gornick says you can set up a custodial account.
A parent would set up the